What is going on, everybody? It is your boy Chase, aka CR Media. You guys already know. It's the AEW Dynamite Post Show, hosted by yours truly, with my co-host, Mark, Pro Wrestling Kingpin. Mark, how are you, sir?
What's going on, man? I'm all right. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty fantastic, man. We've got quite the show to break down here. Um
We
it,
do. It was an interesting show. Very interesting
It
show.
was quite the show. So for those tuning in for the first time tonight, like I said, we're gonna break it down for you. Um, Here, let's get the chat on the screen so we can.
Is it actually working
Boom.
today?
It better be. Let's test this out. Oh, all right.
Oh, there it is. There it is.
Yes, yes. Yeah, but for those tuning in for the first time tonight, guys, let me just break it down for you. Mark and I, we talk about AEW Dynamite, what we liked, what we didn't like, um, progressing stories, good matches, and we'd like to hear from you guys, the viewers. So any feedback would be greatly appreciated. And we also have a spot in the show where we invite the viewers on. So if you want to tell Mark that he's ugly, I will invite you on to do so, and I will agree with you.
We'll let you guys
So,
come on and lie. I mean, that's fine. That's fine.
yep,
Give me your
yep.
heart.
But just be warned, whatever you say can backfire. So, you can catch this work real quick.
For example, Patrick Mahomes sucks.
He gone. Peace out, mother. He's just mad because Patty went 6 plays or 7 plays for 66 yard and a touchdown on Blake Bell in the preseason on the Chicago Bears. Um, and Justin Fields didn't even accumulate any yardage. Anyways, um, for those wondering, we are live on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitch, guys. While we are talking about that, oh, and TikTok. That's right. Yes. If you follow Pro Wrestling Kingpin on TikTok, you will see that we are live on there. Mark, let your TikTok viewers know that if they want to get involved on the show, they got to come to the Twitch, twitch.tv/crmedia1988. But guys, while we're talking about that, do me a humongous favor right now. If you're watching on Twitch, host, share, let your friends know. Tell them, say, hey, these two douchebags are talking about AEW Dynamite and they're crazy. So come watch them and throw tomatoes at them. Uh, but yeah, hey, Key Williams, appreciate you, sir, coming through. Raz, as always, appreciate you joining us tonight. Did not take long. Yes, absolutely. And then the real Josh Elliott, my co-host for tomorrow night's show, the I-70 hot tag in the house. But yes, guys, like I said, host, share, let everybody know. Um, Twitch is
Appreciate it.
Twitch is doing some funny things to your boy, man. They've got me sitting at 2.9, and they've been sitting there for a couple days. I think as soon as my average changes, it's over. I mean, it's done. Your boy will be affiliate with Twitch, and
Help getting
it'll
you
be
affiliate,
done.
guys. Come on, what are you guys doing?
Hmm?
Let's help give you
What?
affiliate, man. Even they're a KC fan, let's help get them to affiliate. All right, let's get it going. Let's get it going.
Yeah, I don't understand. It's like I've been trying to tell you guys. I need the 1,000 followers on TikTok. Hey, let's do it, guys. Let's make it happen, Captain. Freddie Henderson, appreciate you joining, sir. Scotty, we are gonna get into this show very soon here. Like I said, we are just asking you guys to share this and host, so we can let everybody know what it's about, what we're doing here. Um, Mark, kind of while we're sharing all this out and whatnot, let me know, man. Did you enjoy the show?
Yes, I did enjoy the show. I thought it was a very weird show considering we only had 4 official matches the entire night. Um, that was kind of weird, but we did get treated to an absolute stellar match with Danny Garcia and Danielson. So I mean, it does make sense, but it was just kind of weird. I mean, 4 matches the entire night. We had a lot of talking tonight. A lot of twists and turns. You got AEW confusing us out here today.
That's right. Um, we're gonna talk about twists and turns too, man. So Raz starting up the chant. Chase deserves it. Chase deserves it. I appreciate that, Raz. Um, so uh, give me 1 second.
All right, let's get this started.
Absolutely.
So we started off with that Punk promo, right? Calls out Hangman, then calls out Moxley after Hangman didn't want to do some cowboy shit tonight. That,
Absolutely. And I wanna emphasize on that. But give me 1 second here. So guys, I mentioned that we are live on the Facebook, on YouTube, and on Twitch. But I want to tell you guys, we are live on CR Media Facebook. We are also live on the Sports Empire Network. Sports Empire Network is a new venture. They just popped up. What's happening, Captain, is the Sports Empire Network has picked up CR Media, and we're partnering with them. So definitely go get Sports Empire Network a follow. They are on Facebook at Sports Empire Network and YouTube. Wanted to give them a shout out. We are also live on my friend Mark's Twitch and CR Media's Twitch. So, like I said, if you are there, hit that follow button, hit that share button. So the show started out with CM Punk, calling out Hangman Page. Hangman Page did not answer. And we're gonna get into this because this was really cool between him and Mox. But I have a humongous issue. You just made Hangman Adam Page look like a bitch.
Yeah, yeah, I agree because I mean it would have been better if he would have came out. Maybe
What
all 3 of
what
them
I
dropped
mean,
together.
somebody comes out and challenges you and you don't answer the challenge, you look like a bitch.
Maybe he just
So
wasn't
unless
there. Maybe Hangman comes out next week or whatever and says, "Oh, you're way to call me out when you know I wasn't there," or some shit. You
but
could easily
but
fix that.
okay, and I can agree with that, my friend. However, most of the time when that happens, number one, that's a very heel thing to do, call somebody out who isn't there. And then the
Mm-hmm.
second thing is the commentary team acknowledges it. Like, hey man, Adam Page unfortunately is not here tonight, but I'm sure next week or on Rampage he'll have something to say to CM Punk for calling him out. Like, that just didn't sit well with me, you know.
I see your point. I see your point. But like I said, once again, it could be easily fixed. But one thing that I noticed that you did say, you said that's a heel tactic. Is John Moxley not the face in this situation right now? Because there's a couple heel shit, in my opinion, that CM Punk was doing in there with their
Absolutely.
exchange. With their think of Moxley and Punk's exchange, right? You got Moxley saying, we both know you came to AEW because you ran out of money. And then you got CM Punk clapping back, talking about, oh, you're here to do the fights, but I'm here to freaking, what was it? What did he say? Something crazy. It was like, I'm here to like cash the money or bring in the money or cash some dollars. I forgot what the
Yeah.
exact quote was.
No. I made notes about all that. Like I
Yeah.
said, this was a lot of jabs, a lot of stabs.
Yeah.
Um, so uh,
I feel like we might be getting heel Punk sooner rather than later. I don't know.
I
I got this gut feeling.
in Chicago at All Out, I don't think it's going to happen. I
Not in
think that
Chicago.
Punk is. I think
No,
Punk is
after
going to
Chicago.
sit. Yeah, I think Punk is going to sit on that tweener line where it's like, okay, let's see what happens. Um,
Agreed. Agrees.
So like I said, I made some notes here. Punk said everybody wants to be the champ until it's time to do champ shit. That was what he said about Hangman Adam Page
Yep.
after Hangman no showed the call out. Then
He knows
he
the
talked about
entire show.
Moxley.
You know, I'm
Huh?
not gonna. I'm not gonna go too much. I say he no showed the entire show. I mean, not even a promo with Dark Order or anything like that. I don't know. I feel like I understand where you're coming from. It did make him look like a bitch. I agree 100%. But I feel like it's gonna be easily.
Yeah, no,
I mean,
it's just something that doesn't sit well with me because
yeah, I
I
agree.
feel like you know uh that's how I feel with Hangman Adam Page. I feel like they're not you know and Punk brings it up. He says that Moxley might be number one in our hearts, but Punk is number one in the ring. Moxley's always been number two, and he's not even or and he's the third best guy in his group. Um, I don't agree with that, but a
Oh no,
reoccurring
I mean,
a re
you know, who would agree with that?
well
No
then
one would agree.
he took a dig at the Shield. He said it's a reoccurring theme throughout Moxley's career, referencing the Shield about him being the third best guy in the group.
Yep.
Um, you know, Moxley. He mentions that his best friend Eddie is the third best Eddie and the second best Kingston that Punk
But
has ever shared a ring with. And at All Out, he mentioned that Punk will put everything to the test as he defends his championship, and he won't even be the first John that Punk has beat uh, for the belt in Chicago.
yep.
So Mox comes out. Mox was, Mox is playing the face in this really, really well. And Mox mentioned that Punk is writing checks with his mouth that his body can't cash, and I agree because Punk Punk just went out for 2 or 3 months because he dove into the crowd and fucked up his ankle or fucked up his foot. So I mean, I'd have to agree with Mox on that one.
Of course.
Um, and then Moxley called himself the Heart and Soul, and then that's when Punk called himself the dollars and the cents.
There we go. Dollars and
Um,
cents. That's what it was. That's what it was. There we go.
yep.
I'm trying to remember.
And that kind of and we've talked about that before, where that kind of seems to be a reoccurring thing um, with Punk, kind of playing up that heel persona, if you will, where it's like,
Some
hey,
heel shit.
um, yep. Hey, like you guys say all this stuff, but I'm the money. I'm the pocketbook, and it's hard to disagree with Punk on that one.
For
So
sure.
he is quite the draw. Yo, CR Media, what's up, bro? Appreciate you joining in, Dad Trainer. Um, Dad Trainer, bro. Like I have been trying my damnedest to figure out why you can't download my character on WWE 2K22. And I can't figure it out. But Dad Trainer, I appreciate you joining in tonight. I appreciate you joining in tonight, sir. Greatly appreciate you hanging out, man. We're talking AEW Dynamite. Would love for you to stick around. Scott says the bigger question is this leading to the MJF return?
Not yet.
So what do you think? Were you know the Moxley match was announced for Dynamite.
Yeah, the Punk and Moxley match for Dynamite. I think Hangman. First of all, it's stupid because we're getting look at the promo we got tonight. All right, my favorite part was the promo. It's like, oh, I'd beat you up in front of me right now, but I'm afraid you bleed all over me. If that wasn't a dig to Moxley bleeding every week, I don't know what was. That was fucking amazing. And you think we're not gonna get
It
more
was.
gold leading? Yeah, I mean, if you think we're not gonna get more gold promos like that? It's all out. Putting that match next week is so stupid, which obviously leads me to believe,
I,
which is why I say Hangman is gonna get his rematch.
you're not
Yeah,
you're not you're not the first person to say that. I one of my good friends that I'm in a group chat with, the one that usually says dumb shit, and I disagree with him, um, did mention that he thinks that it could be Hangman Adam Page and Punk at All Out. I don't think that happens.
I mean, he opened
I
up the
think
show
it's
saying you want this rematch, right? And if you're putting Moxley and Punk next week, then who is it going to be? You're not going to not. Are you not going to defend the championship at All Out? Or do you think next week it ends dirty and you still get Moxley and Punk?
I think
Or you think it's
well, no. So I'm tired of talking about MJF. Here's what I think. I think that MJF is waiting out 90 days, and I think MJF is going to get released. And I think they quietly did it because it was a shitty situation. I don't think MJF comes back. That's what I think personally. If he comes back, awesome. I'm super excited. I think MJF belongs in AEW. I don't think he belongs in WWE. I don't care who's running the show. I think MJF needs to stay as far away from WWE as possible. Um, if MJF is on the TV on a national television show, it needs to be AEW. It doesn't need to be WWE. And I don't, I mean, I'll support him no matter where he goes. I like him. He's one of my favorites right now. Um, but there's something odd here that nothing has been mentioned, nothing has been talked about. It's been quiet. I think this is what I think Tony said, I'll let you out of your contract, but you need to go home. And yeah, MJF and WWE is a win for WWE for the time being until whatever happens. I get it. I know that the show's being ran by somebody else, and I like the show. I like the show tenfold since somebody else has been running the show. But at the end of the day, I don't think MJF belongs on WWE television. That's just my opinion. I think I think it would be a huge win for
I agree with you.
WWE, but I don't think it's a huge win for or for MJF. That's what I want to say.
I
I
agree with you.
think that I think that if MJF came back to or not came back, but I think if MJF went to WWE, I think he would have a fantastic program with Cody Rhodes, and then afterwards, I think he would get his payday, and he would have a fantastic program with Cody Rhodes, but then he would get lost in the shuffle. So that's my idea. I think he'd play second fiddle and whatnot. And I don't think you'd get the same MJF that you're used to seeing in MLW or AEW. I think you'd get not a watered down version, but just a different version. You know what I mean? But I mean, like I said, to take that back, I think that MJF and Tony agreed on his release, but Tony said, you leave on my terms, and this is my terms. You go home and you sit out 90 days, and you stay quiet and you don't say anything. That's what I think. I think like I said last week or the week before, did I say another name besides MJF? I bet I did. Anyways, I think, like I said the week before or whatever, when I said it, that MJF, the situation is, I just don't think it. Yeah, MJF's Twitter's been blank. He's done nothing, and I think, like I said, I think he's waiting out 90 days. I think Tony told him, "You're going to go home on my terms," and that's what's going to happen. So, you and me talked about the shoot promo. That shoot promo happened because Tony and the network let it happen. So, and I think this whole network thing is a shoot as well. I don't think the network gives two shits if MJF is on TV or not. I don't think the network cares if MJF is on AEW's website or not. Um, you know, like I said, it was a work to be like, oh my god, he cut that pipe bomb with the network executives there. But I just, like I said, so I'm not counting on MJF in the future. Here's what I'm counting on. I'm counting on it being in Cleveland next week when Mox and Punk fight for the title in Mox's hometown. and you and I have talked a few times on this show about how Tony loves that hometown hero stuff. Mox wins. Punk revokes his rematch clause for All Out, and then Punk either takes the title or um, Mox keeps it. That's what I think. I can see Mox winning next week. And actually, to be honest with you, I can see Mox winning because of Hangman. And then they have a triple threat at All Out, which I would love.
I see a very, very WWE finish. I think it's a DQ and it becomes a triple threat at All Out.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I think Hangman could come out, cause a DQ, and then they have a triple threat at All Out.
Like a non-contest or something where no one like gets a victory or some shit. It'd be a very, very...
So I was talking to Josh and my other friend in a group chat during Dynamite, and this was what I would have loved to have seen. And then we'll continue breaking down the show, but I'm gonna let you know what my fantasy booking was during the show, because I didn't like the fact that Hangman didn't answer the challenge. I thought that made Hangman look very very weak. So I thought, okay, what if we end the show with Hangman passed out, like he was attacked, and then everybody assumes that Kenny did it, when in fact it was actually the Bucks because he turned them down. And then we get the Bucks versus Kenny and Hangman at All Out because Kenny and Hangman made up.
I don't see that happening because
I mean, I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen. Well, obviously, we didn't see. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I was fantasy booking while the event was happening. Now, obviously, thinking about Punk calling out Paige. Paige not answering the call. Paige comes out next week, cost Punk the match, and then we get a triple threat at All Out.
Yeah, what you just said is going to happen. But
I like it.
When
it does happen, I'll take my flowers.
That's fine. I'll send it to you.
Yep.
I'll send it to you. But it happened.
Yeah. So then they brawled and everybody came out and broke them up. One of the things I did notice, if you were watching the brawl, one of the original Second City Saints, Ace Steel, came out and helped pull them apart. Yep. And just for a cheap plug, you will see Ace Steel tag teaming with Brock Anderson at CSW Horseman Country, hosted by the I-70 Hot Tag. So, like I said, just wanted to.
Who's it hosted by? Who's it hosted by? Who's it hosted by?
The I-70 Hot Tag.
Okay, cool. I just want to hear you say it again.
Yeah,
but you didn't have as much emphasis on that one, so you kind of.
Yeah, no, I did. Hosted the official podcast sponsor of CSW Horseman Country.
There you go. Come
on. So Powerhouse Hobbs did an interview, and I like that. I like that we're able to focus on Hobbs. Here's what I'm a little concerned about: is Hobbs going to get lost in the shuffle?
Yeah.
Or was this an opportunity for Hobbs to kind of stand out? Because I want to see more of Hobbs. If Team Taz is no more, then I want to see Hobbs, go out on his own and do his own thing.
The promo was pretty decent. I liked it.
Yeah.
Because he barely talked before, so I mean, I liked it.
Yes, and it's good to see that. It's good to see that he can talk.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was decent promo. He wasn't, just out there struggling to speak. So
yeah,
it was pretty good. But it's one of those questions how I used to say with Wardlow and MJF. Who is Powerhouse Hobbs on Team Taz? He's been Team Taz for 2-3 years. So
Yeah.
we got to see what he does, see what kind of legitimate feuds he can do. So
Yeah.
I mean,
I
right
think
now
I think
the excitement is there, and is to see how he really booked is the question. So see how it's going.
exactly. And we'll with the jury is still out, ladies and gentlemen, if we're going to see Powerhouse Hobbs um booked correctly or not. So um
It's really hard to book these huge guys because they always get booked the same. They always get booked in these squash matches. They always get booked as these unbeatable forces. But the things we've seen it before. We've seen it time and time again. Everyone's looking for the next Brock Lesnar. That's ultimately what it is. Everyone is looking for the next Brock Lesnar, and no one can live up to be the next Brock Lesnar.
no, he's a Division I NCAA champion who is a once in a generation talent. You'll never find another Brock Lesnar. So
Agreed.
um, you can make Goldbergs. You can definitely make Goldbergs, but you can't make another Brock Lesnar. So
Smart booking right there. Smart move would be booking him against the solid guys. Yes, but I guarantee you that's not how it's going to be. Pretty soon we're going to see Powerhouse Hobbs come out after commercial break with some random, fucking city talent standing there to get squashed, and that's how it always is. They never book these gigantic ass dudes correctly because they want to be like, oh, he's a powerhouse. Let's show that he can lift somebody up. Yeah, I know. I don't need him lifting a 125-pound twig, giving him a power bomb, or giving him a torture rack. Yeah, put him in a match, something with substance.
yeah,
Someone that I don't know,
yeah.
maybe I know their name instead of a freaking squash match from a city local talent. I don't want to see it. But that's what they
So
always do with these guys.
yeah, and I agree. So it's cool to see. Yes, I am wearing a Stone Cold Steve Austin arrive, raise hell, and leave shirt on the AEW
Sorry, I got
show.
my Roman right now. I'm just kidding. I don't.
Yeah, I was gonna say, dude, it was 93. I was at Chiefs training camp today, watching Patrick Mahomes drop dimes because that's what Patrick Mahomes does. Unlike Justin Fields,
Oh, top
Mitchell
dimes against
Trubisky,
the third string. I'm like,
Josh McCown, and whatever other bums you've had in Chicago. But yeah, I was watching Patrick Mahomes drop dimes at training camp, and it
it's a
was
third string.
92 fucking degrees outside, and
Congratulations.
Mark's in here. Mark is in here wearing a hoodie. So,
Because I had
no,
the fucking air
my house
conditioner
is
right
70.
here. The air conditioner's right in my
My
face.
house is,
Fucking freezing.
I don't care, dude. My house is 69 degrees, brother.
Nice.
So, what is 92 in real temp? I don't know. Type it into a converter, Crocodile Dundee. The hell off my ass. Google what it is. um,
You don't know. It's tomorrow for this guy already. So.
yeah. It's Raz is probably sitting in 92-degree weather right now with the sun beaming in. um, dude, this match, I, like, I I kind of feel sorry about it, and I kind of don't.
The 2 out of 3 falls match.
Yeah, man, because like, here's
Okay.
my issue: you've got this match in the
33.
middle of the show, and this match was stellar. Then you got
What?
the main event, and I feel like the main event almost overshadowed it because you know
The Omega comeback, of course.
yeah, Kenny Omega coming back, yeah. But this match was amazing. I I don't want to break the whole thing down because I think we would um anyways, I don't think I don't think we need to break the whole thing down because it would be a while. But
I mean, personally,
obviously,
very technically sound match. Number one, very technically
yeah,
sound match. It was amazing. Like
it was absolutely awesome.
the simple transitions with them. I was in awe in that match. I was just like,
Yeah.
holy shit! Like my favorite part, honestly, I put it down was when Garcia had his first fall. Right, it was so clean the way he set it up into the Dragon Sleeper. It was so clean, flawless. It was fantastic. That was probably my favorite part of the entire match.
Yeah. And like I think like my I think like my biggest thing like watching that was just like I I kept taking notes and and that's what's crazy. Like I took a bunch of notes for that match and I know we said we aren't going to break it down because I feel like if I start going over all my notes, I feel like we'd be here all night.
We would.
And yeah, and it
And
was
Mark
that
Henry,
good. um However, after the match was very interesting.
that's part,
Um,
that's what I really want to focus on. Honestly, is after the match. I agree with you
yeah,
because I think everyone in here that watched the show can agree that this was a 5-star match, 100%.
yeah.
So,
Um, so yeah, after the match, uh, Brian and Garcia went to go shake hands. Jericho came in and would not let it happen. And it looks like there was a lot of friction between Garcia and Jericho. Now I'll tell you what, at first when there was some face to face between Jericho and Garcia, I thought Garcia was going to start stomping on Brian, and they were going to make it like a joke, and then Yuta would come out and save the day, um, or somebody, Yuta or whoever, and then but it didn't happen. There was still a lot of friction. So I guess I would ask. Um, is Garcia going to be the next one to join the Blackpool Combat Club?
I don't know, man. That's one of my swerves of the night. I don't know. I really don't know because two things. One, you know how AEW kind of likes this, the rubber match type deal. So
Yep.
technically, they're 1-1. Well, I mean, if you count the 3 falls, they're technically 2-2, right? So they're tied. So
Yeah.
overall 1-1 because it is one match. So they're 1-1 against each other, technically. So I mean, AEW likes to do these rubber matches. So I feel like
Yep.
there's got to be one more down the road, and maybe eventually that's how they'll do it. They'll eventually shake their hands, and then I don't know. Maybe we'll get Jericho versus Garcia because Jericho's pissed. We'll see. But next week they got the face to face, so we're kind of gonna find out. So I mean, I don't know. It could be one of those things like Jericho's always famous for these, like, oh, there's dissension, but then they hug it out in front of everyone, and then he drops a promo that, oh, we're stronger than ever. I mean, that's kind of like Jericho's MO, right? I mean, Inner Circle, all this nonsense. I really don't know. I'm so confused about it all. Question for you though: would you want to see Garcia in the BCC?
I, I'm like, here's my problem, man. I feel like the Blackpool Combat Club has already fizzled out because of injuries and whatnot. Like I think Yuta's injured right now.
So do
Um,
you think that's why it could be the move that he leaves the JAS to help respark the BCC?
I don't know.
Because now you have this whole thing like, okay, we stole somebody from the JAS, right? We stole that person. Now we got a new, prize fighter, right? Maybe that could be the
Yeah.
way to do it. To because if you say that they're kind of fizzling out, that could be some way to reignite it.
Or they've just or
Or
they've taken their lot.
or instead of them fucking fizzling out, they should have been in the damn tournament.
Maybe they weren't in the tournament because they didn't have a tag team to put in the tournament.
Maybe.
I mean, if Yuta's out, you've got Claudio, and then Brian wasn't ready the week one. Shocker. of the tournament. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. Um, I am very interested to see where it goes from that point to go. Okay, are we seeing a shift here in you know Danielson and you know um are we seeing a shift here in with Danielson and Garcia? Is Garcia going to be Danielson's tag team partner now, his protege, so to speak, or are we looking at another swerve? You know, I don't know, but I have enjoyed either way. I have enjoyed Garcia being in the JAS. I think it was much needed for Garcia. I think it gave Garcia a personality. Not that I didn't think Garcia had a personality to begin with, but it gave him something, like, hey, like let's shine this kid a little bit more.
So here's my issue with him leaving the JAS. If he leaves the JAS, then in my opinion, he needs to be with the Combat Club. Not that I don't think that he's not ready to be on his own. It's not the right time to be on his own with everyone else that you're trying to push. So if he's
Yep.
not on a team, he will get lost in that shuffle. Because what did we talk about earlier? Powerhouse Hobbs is dropping a promo. He's alone now, right? You got Absolute Ricky Starks, who's also alone now, right? So you have to get these guys TV time. You got to get these guys some type of pushes, right? Plus you got Omega.
So
You got all these different programs that are happening right now with Solo Stars. It's not that he's not ready to be alone. It's the fact that if he's alone, he'll get lost. So he needs to be on a team right now, my opinion.
so and I kind of had this as a side note to bring up, and I'll bring this up now, but I guess, do we think that uh do we think that Tony is listening to some of this criticism that a lot of fans have put out because of what's happening on the other show?
Of course.
You
Of
think so?
course. Yeah. How could he
Like I
not,
said,
number one?
well,
Number two,
I
he's always been that type of guy. He hears the chirps, he listens to the chirps, and he's also a crowd pleaser, right? He tries to give the fans what they want. He always has this thing of, I listen to the fans, I want to give the fans what they
yeah,
want and need, which is fine. It's great. That's what we want, right? But
yeah,
I feel like he also hears the chirps now too on the other show, how the other show's going, how the other show now is getting some type of steam again. So
yeah,
yeah, maybe it maybe could get in there, and you're going to hear those
yeah,
type of criticisms from the AEW haters and the AEW lovers. You
yeah.
know,
So Scott kind of hit the nail on the head. Like we're getting more of these AEW originals appearing slowly. You
we
know,
are. No,
yeah,
I agree that's a great statement, Scotty. That's a great statement.
yeah,
I agree.
and
Which
that was
as they should, and I feel like the trios tournament really helps it because you got the new signees kind of even tied up in there as well, giving more. Yeah, the new signees are getting kind of focused more on that, like excuse me, that was weird. But anyway, but
I'm
we
not
got these
surprised.
new
I'm not
like
surprised to watch a Chicago Bear fans choke.
okay, we're gonna go there like La Facción and Gornable, right? They come there, all these new guys, are gonna be in those teams, and those are gonna be in the other programs, so you could focus on AW Originals starting to get their singles pushes and stuff like that. So I think it's pretty good.
Yeah. Um.
And
Speaking
fuck with
of uh, speaking of people we haven't seen, showcased a whole lot of. Private Party was in a confrontation with Swerve and Our Glory.
what did I say weeks
They, yeah. I mean, the it's more than likely we're gonna see them job out to Swerve and Our Glory.
ago? Of course they
Um,
are.
maybe not job out, but they're gonna lose, obviously, right?
Of course they are. But
But
the whole point is getting them into the forefront on TV, not
yeah,
an Andrade's shadow.
yeah, and It's about fucking time. Private Party got a spot on TV. Exactly.
Yeah, I agree.
And your boy cut his hair too, man. They looked real different. I was like,
They did.
I was a little weirded out. I was used to seeing the hair, man, but it was weird to see that he shaved it. So, um, Tony Nese, I did have a thing here. Um,
I
you
got an
know,
issue with it.
I don't. It is what it is. You know,
I
it's
know.
funny. It's funny. We just mentioned about how they're like emphasizing on some of their homegrown talent, some of these guys, and then we get to this Tony Nese thing, and Tony Nese is getting shit on. But yeah, man.
Like, if you knew you were gonna do this, right? Okay, you're gonna have another brawl, which was totally unnecessary. Okay, totally unnecessary. You wasted a spot. I want to emphasize again. We only had 4 official matches on tonight's show. It's crazy, right? But there's so much that happened on the show. It's really hard to be like. Then you really think like, damn, we really only did have 4 matches. We really did. But if you knew that you were gonna cancel this alleged Tony Nese match, why not bring some fucking shitty out there? Like, why are you wasting my boy Tony Nese? The premier athlete is a fucking beast, and you have this guy, this like Raz says, botch a mox attack. Like, what's the point, man? This poor guy.
Yeah,
Like,
I
I mean, he comes from the other show thinking he's getting opportunity, and I hate to say he really isn't.
yep. They
Doesn't
took
seem
a
like
they
it.
took a they took a fat dookie on him. So,
I agree.
um, yeah,
No point. That's all I wanted to say. That was my issue. Oh,
yeah.
and of course, the unnecessary second brawl, which is essentially our 5th match, I guess, because we only have 4 matches on the show. Once again, I'm going to emphasize it. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Chris Jericho about JAS addresses Garcia. They get a face-to-face. And we like the steamboat, right? A little steamboat action there.
I love it. I love it, because
Right?
we've talked about it 1,000 times. Like AEW acknowledges like that these guys have had careers before AEW, outside of AEW. When Jericho went on like that Legends terror back in like what was it, like 2006, or I mean like 2007 or 2008. I don't remember what it was. Like Steamboat and Jericho had a lot of huge issues.
They did.
Um, you know, I think that was Steamboat's last match in WWE
It
officially
was.
was him
It
and
was.
Jericho. So it's cool. Like I said, it's refreshing to see those guys, acknowledge that, like, hey, like this is what happened prior.
They,
Coaches,
go ahead.
you're good. I was just gonna say what's up to Coaches Dante. Appreciate you joining in tonight, man. Let us know where you're watching, and hit that follow button, hit that like button, that share button, notification bell, so you never miss anything from CR Media or the Sports Empire Network, or Pro Wrestling Kingpin, and all the other 25 places we're live on right now. So, but hey,
Thanks for
like
joining.
uh, like I tell like I tell my friend Josh, saturate the market. Um,
Anyway, but yeah, AEW does use their legends correctly, and I love the fact that they acknowledge their history, as you say, and they even say we have the big one. This is the big one. We have Hall of Famer Ricky Steamboat in here.
yeah,
That's a big one for me. That's fantastic, and AEW doesn't push legends down our throat. AEW strategically uses their legends, and that's why. That's why I don't mind
agreed.
seeing these legends show up.
Agreed. Um, yeah, I didn't have a problem. I don't have a problem with Steamboat being on and talking smack. Um, hey, God, dude, I wish Anthony would still come hang out with us, but Anthony doesn't come hang out anymore. So that's kind of disappointing. I'm a
Is he in
little
the
I'm a
chat right
little
now?
upset. Oh no, he's not. But I was going to bring up the fact that Raz is my unofficial moderator. Raz, if you wanted to clip this for me talking shit on Anthony, um, we've got this fantastic segment with the Gun Club and the Varsity Blondes.
I'm very
Um,
mad.
and I'll let you talk about that in a second. But the Gun Club and the Varsity Blondes, and the match ends, and then we get the greatest manager in sports entertainment today. Stokely Hathaway comes out, and he's been pursuing the Gun Club, aka the Ass Boys, for a few weeks now, and Stokely finally gets them, and they turn on Daddy Ass,
That was kind of
and
shocking, man. It really is.
I saw it coming.
I mean, we all saw it coming, but at the same time, it was shocking. It's
Yeah,
like, man, they really did it. It's
yeah.
like,
I think as soon as I saw Stokely Hathaway is like Brett Veach, the general manager of the Chiefs, who drafts winners, unlike the Chicago Bears. And we say Brett Veach always gets his guy, is what we say. If he's eyeballing somebody in free agency or in the draft, Brett Veach always gets his guy. And Stokely Hathaway is a lot like that. He always gets his guy. When Stokely's looking at somebody and he's like, "Yo, I see it, I want it," and Stokely Hathaway goes and gets it. The Bears, yeah. The dad trainer hates the Bears in Chicago so much he moved out. He lives in Florida. Ask him how happy he is in Florida compared to how he was in Chicago. I bet
anyway,
his I bet his I get it. I
yeah,
bet his car gets broken into a lot less too. Um,
yeah, because Miami's something to watch there. Yeah. Anyway, we're about to
I think.
expose that wide receiver that used to be on the Chiefs.
Anyways,
Anyway, back to the
so
varsity
then
gun club.
yeah, so then the Acclaim come out. They all three get in the ring, and um, yeah, he's in Tampa. With
Their team in
yeah,
Tampa was it? Yeah, Jacksonville. I don't know. Are they
no.
close? I don't even know. Fuck.
Anyways, um,
Except the Rays. I love the Rays. Go Tampa. I'm a
I'm
Rays fan.
sure.
I like the
Yeah,
Rays.
but I mean, as far as football goes, they've got a team that's won a Super Bowl in the past 30 years. So, anyways,
Ooh, oh, the Buccaneers. Fuck them too. Go Cubs.
Mark is yeah, Mark is very upset, and he has every right to be so. Um, so, anyways, the my friend Anthony, who used to come in and hang out with us, who no longer does, um, used to love when the Acclaimed and Billy Gunn would do the "Scissor Me Daddy Ass," and it was brought back tonight. And yeah, man, they
There we go, buddy.
yeah.
Hell yeah.
It was brought back tonight, and I thought Anthony would jump on the show and be like, "Scissor me, daddy ass," and he's nowhere to be found. So, let Anthony know he missed an opportunity tonight. Um, but yeah,
He did.
I think like I said, we saw that there was such a missed opportunity there to keep that going. It was so over. The turn was good. I did like the turn, but I felt like the Acclaimed and Billy Gunn as I, the Gun Club, the whole Gun Club and the Acclaimed. I felt like that was so short lived that it should have been something that lasted a little bit longer. So then when they turned, I was like, I if they'd have ran with it for a couple more months and then done the turn, it would have been perfect. But I just felt like it was just done too short. So, um, yeah.
Agreed.
Now I'll give you an opportunity here to go on your rant about how the Varsity Blondes have been reduced to shit, and the squash match, and getting the opportunity to be on TV, and they're only on TV to, uh, you know, make the Gun Club look good before, and that 45 seconds was not long enough, or however long it was. I think maybe it was 2 minutes. I don't know, but go ahead, my friend.
You got it. Two more things though.
Yeah.
Number one, you could have easily still got the same point across if you would have given us a decent tag match. Okay,
Absolutely. Agreed.
that's number one. That's number one.
1,000% agree.
You already hit it on the nose. Everything I was gonna say. So, but that's just one thing I was gonna say. You could have easily got the same point across. You don't have to put Varsity Blondes over, but you could still emphasize that we have other tag teams that are exciting in this division. Okay, and number two, the Varsity Blondes fucking music slaps. I'm just saying, that's just fucking amazing. If you don't get hyped to hear them come out, fuck you. Don't ban me TikTok.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Oh, and number three, third ring. This is just outside of the match, and this is why, yes, the whole scissor me daddy ass thing is gold. Everyone loves it. I want a shirt too. Hopefully, it'll happen. I'll keep fucking tweeting at Tony Khan's dumbass to get it done. But remember, creating another division, right? You're creating a trios division, right?
Yep.
So wouldn't it be better to keep the Gun Club intact just so you could have quality matches with trios that are not revolved around the championship?
Yeah, I mean, you're still gonna get the Acclaimed and Daddy Ass in a
Manager,
trios match.
it's gonna be it's gonna be
Yeah.
he's a managerial
As he-
role because the Acclaim
as he
needs to
should.
be team champions. That's why.
Yeah. Agreed.
If it's not if it's not FTR, FTR is right, but if it's not FTR after FTR, I don't want to see another team if it's not the Acclaim.
Agreed. Let's talk about this pack segment. And before I get into it, let me rant a little bit. I'm pretty sure Pac won a I'm pretty sure Pac won a an all Atlantic championship months ago. And I haven't seen that fucking championship on TV one time. Now somebody said, "Well, that's the point. It's supposed to be delivered. It's supposed to be defended across the world. It's still an AEW championship." And since it is supposed to be defended across the world, um, why is Pac not defending it on AEW television since it is an AEW championship? Make it make sense, because it doesn't.
But
And
Raz is Tom.
to hell with that. To hell with that, Raz.
I can't defend it. But it is he is doing what he's supposed to be doing with the championship and give AEW more exposure around the world, and that's why it's being defended around the world. But occasionally we need to see that fucking championship defended on AEW television, just like we need Samoa fucking on TV as well. So if you're gonna go in on Pac, then I better see you give that same hate to Samoa.
We do. So,
But
that's definitely clarified. But they the Death Triangle addressed the United Empire, and so next. That is going to be a fantastic match. I'll be excited to see that. So that makes up for no All Atlantic Championship defense. I'll get to see a 6-man between the Death Triangle and the United Empire. So I don't hate it. Jungle Boy and Christian. I want to see this feud come to head. I want to see this feud come to an end. I feel like it's being drug out. So I need to see this big match between Christian and Jungle Boy. They've, like I said, they've been building for it and it looks good and I'm excited for it, but like, come on, like now let's go. I need to see I need to see it I need to see it, end. I need to see the match. So,
You're gonna get
um
the answer, but it ain't gonna. I believe that match at All Out ends dirty because of Luchasaurus. So we're gonna get another match with Christian and Jungle Boy down the road because Luchasaurus is gonna save Christian.
yeah,
That's how I
like I
feel like
said,
it's going it all out. So
yeah, no, I agree. I don't think it'll lead to another feud. I think it'll lead to another match. But I
well,
mean,
yeah,
like I said,
yeah, no, sure,
we've talked about that 100 times. Where we've both said, hey, the long term story is not Christian. It's uh the
Luchasaurus
long term story is not Christian. It's Luchasaurus. So um
for sure.
agreed. So I did think that it was going to happen tonight, but like I said, I want to see Christian and Jungle Boy have that match. Jungle Boy needs to get his revenge on Christian. It would be cool to see them celebrate and it all be hunky dory, and then that's when Luchasaurus decides to turn. But yeah, I would definitely like to see it. So um this next
That's
segment,
Wardlow promo.
the FTR and Wardlow promo.
Yeah.
Are you excited for that?
Um, more confused than anything. Can we just go over why pussy is a bad thing? Agreed. Um, but what was I gonna say? I'm more confused about that promo more than anything. You get the word shit is a lot. Or scissor me on TV. Yeah, what's
Oh,
up?
I just sorry, my
Oh,
bad.
I gotta stop this real quick. Guess who joined the TikTok live? Anthony. So why don't you go ahead and use this opportunity, Chase, and call out your boy Anthony right now? He's on
Anthony,
TikTok live right now. Go right ahead.
Anthony, they they bring Daddy Ass and the Acclaim back together, and I was expecting to see you here tonight, man, to rejoice, and you're nowhere to be found. So he must be too busy playing grab ass on TikTok live with whatever one of those little doofuses, um, Wrestle Bros or one of those guys. Sorry. I'm I'm slowly gaining a reputation on TikTok, and yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, all love to you, Anthony. Miss you. Wish you didn't forget about us. Wish you still came and hung out. But
He just
one day
asked if we
one day
should
we'll be
go. He might
popular.
show up. He might show up.
Huh?
He just asked if
Oh, okay, okay.
tell him we don't need his pity join now. You know.
Yeah, we don't. Yeah, yeah. Too big. Hashtag too big for CR Media is what Scott says. Hashtag too big for CR Media. Um, he's like I said, he's on TikTok lives with popular people on there. So, anyways, so I thought Raz was trying to be funny when Scott said, "Can we just go over why pussy is a bad thing?" You're dead. Talk.
Yo, yo, yo.
Okay. All right. Now it works.
Good?
I yeah, I saw your mouth move earlier, and I was like, "What just happened, dude?"
Okay, my bad, my
But anyways,
bad.
Scott said, "Can we just go over why pussy is a bad thing?" And I thought like Scott was being random. I was like, "What?" And then he goes, "But yet the word shit is allowed." So what he's saying is, how come we can say shit uh on AEW, but we can't say pussy? So
Yo, so have you heard of this real quick KCW thing on TikTok? They like be dropping promos and stuff.
No.
You never seen it?
If I have, it's I might follow him, dude. As you can tell, my TikTok presence has been lackluster as of late. So, which I will change. I promise.
Yeah, you need to. There's this guy named Matt Tyson. He's watching our live right now. He does these promo battles and stuff. KCW on TikTok. You should check it out. It's pretty funny.
Nice. I like it.
Maybe one day we should drop a promo on Matt. That'd be pretty cool.
Not a fan.
Yeah, he was
Oh, look who joined. He would like the link. Absolutely,
I don't know.
sir.
Should we give him the link? Hold on. I think we need an apology for not showing up this past few weeks. I want a written apology, single spaced.
If I give you the link, if I pass you the link, Anthony, you can't leave the Twitch. You're my third viewer, so you got to stay in there, man. There is the link. You know, we are getting to the towards the end of the show, so I will put the link in for Anthony. We talked about moving to a 3-man team, didn't we?
Yeah, what happened to that actually?
I'm not exactly sure. I think it predetermined arrangements or something, whatever.
I didn't want to bring it up on the chat. You know, that's why I waited for you to say it.
Oh wow.
First off, let me start off real quick. Hold on.
Yeah.
I can't hear you. Hold on. Make me full screen real quick.
I'll make you full screen. Oh wow.
Okay.
Bro, I'm getting my shirt. I'm getting the shirt. We are gonna get the shirt. And first off, with popular people on TikTok, I am the least popular person on TikTok. The only people I mess with on there is Arkham and CJ. I don't go on anyone else's lives.
Dude, it's crazy. I have been on TikTok maybe 4 times in like the past week, and it's like every time I get on there, you're in a live with somebody. The last time
it's usually CJ or Arkham. The only 2 people I really mess with on there.
Well,
everybody else doesn't like me. I go in the popular chats. I'm like, hey, can I jump in? And they're like, nah, we don't want you.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I like CJ,
but I'm gonna say something I'm thinking right now. A lot of these guys on TikTok, I'm not calling anybody out specifically, but a lot of them talk about community. We gotta do this. We gotta do that. We don't give a shit.
No, here's the deal. For how much people claim,
and they don't give a shit about you joining their lives. They don't give a shit. Everyone just looking out for themselves.
Oh, hey, I agree 110%. The thing is it's advertised as this giant inclusive network and everyone is all for each other. But honestly, out of just a handful of them, that only really represents true. You know what I mean? Like I said, I get along with CJ, I get along with Arkham, CJ's little crew I get along with. But when it comes to like the people who are promoting that they're trying to be these top guys, I feel like they're super cliquey. Like I join their streams, I say hi, I say what's up, I interact in their chat, and I'm like, hey, can I get an invite? And they're like, nah, fuck that guy. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I'm over it. I'm building my own brand, my own network. Hey, I'm good.
Like I have said, and I'll say it a million. I'll say it a million times. TikTok is your welcome opinions on TikTok are only if you're blonde and you've got a pair of real boobies, not fat boobies like Chase.
Or me. I have big fat boobies.
Well, I assure you, mine almost fit my wife's.
I don't want to say like I don't want to bring that and like say it's the girl thing, but I don't know. There's a lot of things that I'm very sketchy about. I think there's a lot of things I'm very sketchy about when it comes. I mean, that's just thing though. Like most wrestling dudes are creeps,
Or
and that's what
or
that's what
some
they're.
yeah, or some little douchebag who barely knows wrestling, but he tries to act like he does, and he'll gaslight anybody who he thinks doesn't know wrestling as much as he does. Yeah. So
Which one's that?
We'll
I'm
let you
not
know
gonna say
later.
I'm not gonna say anything.
Oh, I
No,
can't wait to
I'm
talk
still
on camera.
I'm still
I can't wait
trying to
for this.
I'm still trying to get to 1,000 followers on TikTok. So
Bro,
I gotta be somewhat nice.
I was in a stream the other day, and this guy was telling a story, and I can't tell too much of the story; it'll give me away. But he was telling the story, and I immediately was like, "Bullshit!" Like, I'm not. Listen, I feel I'm very underrated on the TikTok scene, because I think I have an opportunity that a lot of people, besides maybe the dude who used to be part of the business, have. Is I'm on the other side of the guardrail in 90% of the shows I go to. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and there's things that I can and can't talk about. You don't think I'm sitting on a gold mine of information that I get told? You know what I mean? Like, and that's just not the way I'm going to grow my brand. I want to grow my brand legitimately and not be a leaker, not be someone who tells. Trust me, dude. If I told you the shit I was told, I'd be the number one person on this platform. You know what I'm saying? And if I really wanted to trash people, I can do that too. But it's just not my style.
Yeah, no, I mean, you and I have talked about that a couple of times, or I've made it very clear. Like, I I just want to hang out and talk about wrestling. Like, that's what I
Mhm.
love. I love wrestling. No matter what platform. So I I don't care, like, until you start being the type that's like, I don't like fake people. I'm the realest person you're ever gonna meet, and bar none.
Yeah.
The realest person. I will tell you. I will tell you if I think you're fake. I will tell you if I think you're full of shit. And I will tell. And other than that, I don't have a problem.
I used to be
I
the one to
love
call
people.
people out if I thought they were fake, but I feel personally I used to waste too much energy calling people out for being fake. I just kind of like, oh, okay, and I just move on.
Well, I'll tell you what, Anthony. I've been to I've been to funerals of family members where everybody stood up and talked about how great of a person they were and how phenomenal they were, and half the people there knew that they were a scumbag, a low life,
Well, I wouldn't even just
and
go. I wouldn't even go.
yeah. And so like I told myself, like, I just don't want to be that type of person. So
Yeah.
yes, the wrestling community is full of all communities are full of toxic people. It doesn't matter
Yeah.
if you're within
It's
wrestling or
it's
whatever,
it's
but
essentially how can I hate on something and get clout for it? And then when I get clout
yeah.
for it, I'm proud that I got it. I don't know. It's just it's weird. At the end of the day, all those fans are being worked, and it's hilarious.
Yep. Absolutely.
Once it works
Speaking of a
on
work,
face, he gets mad.
I don't get
Why does your mic sound different tonight? I feel like your headset
mine.
mic's not being used.
Mine?
My
Check your no Marks, check your audio source. I think it's coming from your laptop mic.
Give me a second.
I'm a pro at this, baby.
I
I'm sure
was
you
I
are.
was I there was something different about Mark's audio as well, and
I told you, I'm a fucking gangster at this shit. Get on my level. Ah! No, wait till he comes back. You're gonna be like, oh, what's it say for audio source?
Hold on.
It's a little cog.
Can you hear me?
Go to the cog and then click on your microphone, or audio, then microphone. Oh, now you're muted.
So now you're making me mess with shit.
Nope, it's still your laptop mic.
It says
I just did all-
communication through Turtle Beach headset microphone.
Tap on it. Definitely not that.
I love it.
I just did a whole
Love it.
podcast where I was reviewing a show I was going to over the week, and I did the entire show with the onboard laptop mic and not my $500 headset microphones. I was pretty upset about it, and nobody in my stream told me it was a thing.
That is awesome.
Try unplugging it and plug it back in. Your headset. Does your headset have a mute button on it? You're muted. We can't hear you.
It does.
Nope, still can't hear you. He's talking to his TikTok stream at this point. Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say that it's probably has to do with the blue painter's tape that's holding it together.
Yeah, what did he do? Did he get upset last week when Jericho lost the title and he chucked it across the room? What happened?
Probably did. No, he's had that blue tape on the headset for a while. I never we just don't. Yeah,
we have no idea what you're saying, Mark.
Yeah, we have no idea. It's nothing. Yeah. I'll tell you what, it does make the stream flow really well though.
That he's not talking.
Yeah. You're good. Switch back to your laptop microphone. Don't listen to Anthony.
Go back to that shitty one. It's not my quality. It's only you guys.
Yeah. It's, you know.
He's like, why do we invite this scumbag? Dude, where's that sexy bitch from Australia? Where's he at?
I posted the link, and then he goes, I never got the invite. I was like, the link is there, Scott.
Get in here, Scott.
Scott probably
and I broke my shit. I didn't break it. You just don't know how to hit buttons.
We're screwed now. Mark is gone. You broke it.
Oh, I know how to hit buttons.
Speaking of sexiness, now the boys are back in town. All right, can I ask an honest question when it comes to AEW tonight compared to the new version? So I'm really picky with my reviews, right? I think a 9 out of 10 should be really hard to achieve. I give Monday Night Raw. I initially gave it an 8, but I'm going to back off a little bit and give it a 7.5. I loved Raw. I thought Raw was really good. 7.5 is not a bad score for me. I know some people think that's a terrible score. It's really not.
No, it's not.
I thought the match quality was really good. There was only really one match that ended in a weird finish that I hate when WWE does that. Still too many recaps. Way too many recaps. We don't need that many recaps. But there is a clear difference of match tempo and pace and quality compared to what we just seen this week on AEW than we've seen on WWE.
I'm laughing at you. You called Scott a sexy bitch, and I didn't even take Scott in as soon as he jumped in here. But Scott is wearing a fucking turtleneck.
Yeah. This guy,
he's got his shit all brushed and everything. So.
Yeah, he looks like he wrote a book about something. You know what I mean?
It looks like he used to be a part of a metal band and then found Jesus somewhere in between.
Yeah. He just wrote he just wrote the book of metal of the metal music scene of Australia, and he's Australia's bestseller right now. He needs a pipe.
Scotty used to be in a satanic group, and then converted to Christianity and wrote a book about it.
He looks like a cult leader.
Yeah. Only for you, Chase.
He looks like the bad guy from Far Cry if he put a turtleneck on.
Yeah. And he's gone. Marcus pissed.
Sorry, Mark.
He broke his shit, Anthony. Mark's like, all I do. Mark is like, all I do is plug my headset in, and now thanks to Anthony, I can't hear anything.
I'm so sorry, Mark. I was trying to help you. I felt like your mic sounded weird, and I was just giving you a heads up, my guy. Speaking of looking weird, have you seen Arkham recently?
Last video I saw of him was doing the Superman pose.
Dude, he shaved his head bald. He looks like Gilbert went through hard time in prison. he looks like Gilbert went to fuck. Gilbert and Nick Gage had a baby.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
It's awesome. Yeah. So anyway, I really loved Kevin Owens and Drew McIntyre. I thought that was the best of the night. A lot of people disagree and say AJ and Bobby, which I won't argue with that either. But I don't think any of those matches beat what we've seen tonight when it comes to the triple threat tag or the Daniel Bryan and Garcia. Dude, I even really was impressed with Toni Storm and that King girl. I thought she was really impressive. There's not many outside talents who come in and do dark matches that they give that much exposure to and give that much free play to actually put on a competitive match. A lot of them are just quick squash matches. But her and Willow have consistently been able to work top name talents and be able to put competitive matches on. And she was really impressive. She's somebody I hope we see more of.
She's been on the show a few times though. Like I've seen her on AEW quite a few times, and like it's been mainly squashes, but she's still been on there. So
yeah, she was actually at a convention that I was at not too long ago, and I just didn't really stop and talk to her because I wasn't 100% sure where she was, but I'm very impressed with her match tonight. I thought it was really really well. It was well done.
Yeah, but definitely the quality of matches tonight was amazing.
It was the Danielson and Garcia match was fantastic.
I was expecting that to be a 2 straight for Garcia.
I thought it was going to be 1-1-2 like that. I thought like Garcia would get a roll up or something crazy. I didn't expect him to make Garcia look as strong as he did. I thought that was fantastic.
I thought with the quick pinfall or that he got or submission that he got, and then
he made him pass out.
Yeah, like the pass out that he got, and then going into like beating him down again to try and get a quick pin. That was fucking amazing. That was a smart move, and it made you look at it and go, "Hold on, Danielson's going to show respect for him after this."
Yeah, and the crowd chanting "You're a wrestler" was magic.
Yep, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
There was a guy who I just met at a convention that was at that show tonight, and he was posting on his Facebook how he was there and he was super excited. And you should be on the lookout for him because you can't miss him. And boy, is Twitter destroying this poor guy. He was the one with the "Cuddle for Huddle" sign. That people are just saying you're a complete asshole jerk for blocking 900 people's view. Yeah, he's getting drugged in the muck on Twitter. You want a good read? Just go on there and type in "cuddle with huddle," and you'll just see people just tearing this guy apart on Twitter.
Nice, he's getting roasted. Awesome.
Yeah, like he wanted attention, but I don't think he wanted it like this. You know.
See, that's the thing. It's like they want the Attitude Era, but they don't want the Attitude Era because
that's a real big sign, though. We
had signs like that, though. You look back in the videos, there were signs all over the building. It doesn't matter where you were; like no one could see.
I don't know if he's still watching this stream, but as soon as he comes in, we should just be like, and that's going to be it for everybody. We'll see you guys next week.
He's backstage.
I'm watching Deuce.
He's backstage right now. He's probably absolutely livid because you broke his computer. I'm so pissed right now. Tell us about it, Mark. How pissed are you?
What? I don't know how you did this. This isn't on me. I don't know how your cam turned off and everything. Turn your cam back on and just do Sammy Guevara and put about the cancel tornado tag pod. I'm only to lose like 13 viewers. It's not going to be that much of a drop.
There it is.
Still no audio.
Give us Sammy Guevara signs. Just click on the audio, the cog, the little cog. So it's like a microphone, a camera, share screen, odd source, cog settings, and then just go back to your other microphone. So
this is what you sounded like before. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I could hear you.
Does it sound way different than before?
Yes.
Yeah, that's coming through my microphone on my computer. And
to my sexy mic, we're back here.
His sexy mic.
Now you can read my novel.
Yeah. Scotty's next book, Tony's Sexy Mic.
I'm gonna book you for my audio books.
Yeah, this is technically Mark's fault. I joined his TikTok live. You guys talk shit, and then I come in and sabotage him. That's how this went down. I just Marty Jannetti'd him.
Hey, you screwed up so bad that Mark
don't leave. Figure it out, dude. Close the whole window out and come back in. Like close the whole web page out and come back in. Save the link first. Like it'll reset the web browser and it should work. Or if you go down to your audio settings and hit sound settings, you can probably change your microphone there too. Anyway, what else do we think about Dynamite?
What were we up to, Chase?
We were at the Tony Storm and the Kylan King match.
Oh, my bad. I thought you guys already went through everything.
Nope. So we just had that, and then of course the main event. Both those matches. The Tony Storm match was good, and the main event was fantastic. Omega was obviously playing up that he's not 100% yet. Anthony, where do you think he goes from here?
I think he plays the not 100% for a moment. If you did notice throughout the match, he came out with the shoulder brace on, then he took the shoulder brace off, and then he went from like hulking out. Then he was doing the knee. Then he was doing the abdominals, like where his hernia was. They kept calling it a rib injury, but he had a hernia, which is a missed opportunity on commentary. And then obviously he couldn't do the Falcon Arrow, the one winged angel 100%. So that's all storytelling. If it's legit and maybe he's not really 100%, I think the trios tile for him is perfect because I think it protects him so he doesn't have to do a whole bunch of stuff. But I think this is going to be a slow build, and eventually it's going to lead to him like wearing the shirt. You could tell underneath that he's still completely shredded. Like,
oh fuck yeah, he looked bulked.
Yeah, he's going to take that shirt off, and it's going to be like the biggest pop in professional wrestling. Like it's going to be like the Kenny Omega shirt takeoff is going to be. It's going to be like a sign or something.
The punk.
Yeah, it's going to be like, oh my god, his shirt came off. It's going to be nuts.
Bigger than Punk's return. Speaking of returns. Oh,
maybe.
Oh, I heard something.
Hello?
Oh, I heard something again. Dude, I'm hearing your...
No, that's Scott.
I thought I heard him tap, like his mic get tapped.
No, that was Scott.
Yeah, I had to tell my kid to shut the door.
Yeah.
Damn kids.
I feel really bad.
You should. You're a terrible person. Terrible person, Anthony. You came in and took out my co-host. Yep, now he's glitching. That's all right. Scott and I will hold this down. Gosh.
But that main event, like,
yes. So I feel him.
That main event was fucking epic tonight. Like,
and then Anthony comes back in and acts like he wasn't just frozen for the past minute and a half.
Yeah, I have. I've been having actual internet issues all day long. It's been annoying.
Well, it was funny. Like we were like, all right, well, I guess Anthony's gone. I was like, this is just me and Raz now. And then you come in all of a sudden. You're like, oh yeah, that was cool.
Yeah.
Fucking the ovation for Omega, as soon as he was announced, like that crowd just knew straight away. And I'm glad they didn't ruin it. I'm glad they let it go. And I'm glad it was the build that it was.
Yeah. Yeah. If it would have been anyone else, it would have been a disappointment and people would have been pissed.
I think the only other person it could have been that they wouldn't have been pissed about would have been if it was Gargano.
Mm.
If it had been Gargano, that would be the only person you couldn't get pissed about.
Yeah. So here's my question. When it comes to... I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, I don't think Gargano would have made sense, though.
No, he wouldn't have.
I can tell you this. Gargano's not going AEW.
Yeah.
Ooh,
I already, yeah. It's not clear, but it's pretty clear at this point.
Ink has hit paper. I will say that.
Yeah. Yeah. It was, like I said, it was pretty clear. Which good for him, man. That's fantastic. Rising tides lift all boats. I saw some sound come from Mark just a second ago.
Turn your camera on so we can see like you at least attempting.
Yeah, I want to watch you get mad.
Fucking hell.
You give us clips at least. You know what I mean? Be part of the show at some capacity.
Yeah. The same thing happened to me last night. I'm done. Can't do it.
I have no idea what's going on, man.
He just pulled the Mike Singletary on us.
Join in from your
won't do it.
Join in on your phone.
Yeah.
Isn't he live on TikTok?
If I get on the show, I'm gonna be super pissed.
That's good viewers, man. We'll bump them up.
I know. Yeah, that'll make for good content, my friend.
Let me send you an Amazon link to a new headset.
Oh fuck.
Anyway, I love you, man. Seriously, I'm really bummed that happened. I wasn't.
I'll be back in 2 seconds, guys.
Yep. Now we're gonna end this. Now we're gonna end the show. Look at Scott's ugly ass cat on the bed. Yep. Well, if you're still here watching the AEW Dynamite post show, guys, I'm riding on this thing. I got a bunch of zombies on screen. I'm running this thing solo. Mark is dead in the water. He gone. Anthony is frozen, and now Anthony is gone. And Scott is my new co-host, guys. appreciate you joining the AEW Dynamite post show. Scott and his ugly ass cat. Let's bring Mark on screen. Mark, talk. See if we can hear you. Mark, are you there?
Thank you. Okay, I'm back.
I'm glad.
What happened?
I'm glad somebody's back.
What happened to Anthony?
Anthony died in the water. Yeah. And then Mark
still having problems. Oh, we can see you. We just can't hear you.
I can see you, Mark. I can see your displeasure. I can see you're very upset, Mark.
He's about to go fucking postal.
But I can't hear you. We can't hear you. You look great though. You look pissed, but you look great.
He's about to go fucking postal on everyone.
All right. Anthony, if my co-host quits because then you're my new permanent co-host for this show.
All right.
Which means you're gonna have to pull double duty on you're gonna have to pull double duty on Thursdays.
All right. Bro, I feel awful. I was just trying to be helpful.
You should feel awful.
Anyway, I don't know what's going on with my internet. It's been a fucking nightmare. Like I was saying.
Do you have Xfinity?
No, I have Service Electric.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say Xfinity's the devil.
So what I was gonna say earlier with the first off, the pull aparts at the beginning of the show were atrocious looking.
Yeah, they could have been so much better.
Yeah, I thought they were terrible. And interesting enough that we're getting next week in Cleveland, we're getting Punk and Moxley for the title, and it's not going to be an all-out show, possibly. Did you guys talk about that? Thoughts, fantasy booking?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We did a little bit. So here's my thought process. We would had still can't hear your voice. Anyways, so here's what CJ, I apologize. I didn't mean to no sell you jumping in here, man. We appreciate you joining. The link is in the chat if you'd like to join the madness.
Hey, Katie.
Hey, Katie, what's up? Katie, there is a link in the chat if you want to join the madness as well.
I think you'll need to repost it because if they've only just joined, they'll need.
Yeah, it doesn't keep. There goes my stream again. Fucking wow.
Yeah, you're good. But no, so I was really upset that Punk called out Hangman, and Hangman didn't answer. I think that made Hangman look shitty.
I think it makes the commentators look shitty too.
The commentators didn't acknowledge it. Usually when that is my wife.
Your wife's here. Yay.
I appreciate her. I appreciate her joining in while we were about to finish up. So, Mark,
finish up.
Yeah, Mark.
Mark.
So
we're letting you go early, my dude. You're wrong.
Yeah. So I didn't like the whole thing with Hangman. However, what I would be okay with, and this is what Mark and I were talking about before you joined us, Anthony, was if Hangman costs Punk the match next week, and then we get a triple threat at All In. Or All Out, sorry.
What if?
I was saying this.
Everybody's saying it, but I don't think it's going to happen.
Oh, it's happening.
I'm over it.
He wasn't coming on TV till Punk comes back.
That's all. That was a given. That was a given.
Well, because
to me, it's.
Can I share something pretty interesting here? So we were just in this week. We were in Charleston, right?
Yep.
Next week is a taping in Orlando, Florida for Dark. The week after that, next week, the 24th, is in Ohio. All Out, Dynamite, and Rampage, all Chicago.
All Chicago.
You know where the next 3 shows are after the pay-per-view?
New York, New Jersey,
and
Buffalo, New York, Albany, New York, and Queens, New York.
Oh, okay.
They're very pro MJF crowds.
So here's my problem, man. I have a hard time. I agree if he comes back, but right now I just don't see it happening. So if he comes back, fantastic. Like I mentioned earlier on the show, I think MJF but I think he should stay with AEW.
Oh, he's definitely he's signed. He's been signed forever.
It would be the dumbest move to go to WWE just to work a program with Cody again.
No. I don't think he would go to WWE just to work a program with Cody. I think he would eventually work a program with Cody if he went to WWE. And the inevitable situation would be they wouldn't do much with him afterwards.
Oh, for sure.
So
I don't think I think if I'm Cody right now and I'm WWE, I know this is not a WWE show, but I'm nervous if I'm Cody because I know I'm not getting the same push through Tripp as I would have with Vince.
Well,
you think so?
I think he's still going to get a push, but it's not going to be a Vince push.
Cody did post something the other week. I think it was last week. He posted on Twitter, "What's next?" So I was kind of expecting like the budget.
I think he'll still be used as a mainstay player. I still think he'll be used as one of the biggest baby faces of the company, but I don't think he's getting a Roman style title run that that people are kind of expecting. Yeah, especially with all these names coming back, Triple H is bringing back the people that were loyal to him.
Yep.
And him and Tripp had an issue back when he was in the company.
He went on
before
TV
anyone.
and smashed the throne with a golden sledgehammer, which was a giant FU to Triple H. And now he's like,
Yep.
shit,
Yeah.
he's my boss. Which is why you never burn bridges in the wrestling business.
Well, and Cody has talked about, like outside of that, that yes, that was a moment, but that he's always admired Hunter, and
Yeah, I would say that now too.
That's more about the hustle. I think that's more on the hustle now.
Remember when I did that shit? I was just playing, bro.
Yeah, I really respect you, and I really idolize you, and I really look up to you,
bro. DX, remember that? Remember how cool you were? Remember the pedigree? I love it.
Yeah.
My favorite.
Yeah, remember I would tease that I was going to do the pedigree every single time I set
remember when I
somebody up?
essentially just kind of shit all over you all the time, every chance I had a microphone in my hand about how terrible the company was? Yeah, that was Josh. And anyway, I think it's very interesting. I personally think the Punk promo tonight, everyone obviously is going to love it, but I think when it comes to a standpoint of cutting that against Jon Moxley, is not a good look for Jon Moxley. And I think especially if that's the promos that are leading into it, obviously, no matter what happens, Punk's going to be the guy that's going to go over in Chicago, and he's going to be the fan favorite. So you go and just pretty much diminish Jon Moxley by saying you were never the number one in your group. You're always playing second fiddle to everybody. You're kind of a joke. And then I'm going to say how terrible you are the entire time build up, and then beat you in my hometown, which doesn't do a lot for Jon Moxley, who's one of your top 3 guys in your company.
So I agree. However, somebody has a massive echo, and Mark is not here anymore. Yeah.
Don't think it's me.
I just muted and unmuted.
Okay. Well, anyways, so
it's you, Chase.
No way.
I personally don't hear it
because I muted and unmuted like Anthony did, and you still echoed.
Hello.
I don't hear an echo.
Golfer 1 9er. See, I don't hear it now.
Weird.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, moving on. It's funny you mentioned that because I noticed that too. Punk did it with Eddie. He tried to do it with MJF. And that's why it was very fitting that MJF brought up that, like, hey, like, you sound a lot like Mr. Hustle, Loyalty, and Respect, because that's kind of Punk's MO now, is to bury the guy he's fighting against.
Which is sorry, go ahead, Scott.
I think that's what we're getting ultimately is MJF taking the path of Punk back in the summer of Punk, where Punk was the guy who never got to carry the torch, never got to do the big matches, and John Cena was on top, holding people down, and they're replaying that, but with Punk as the top guy this time.
I also heard reports too that Punk's one of the guys who just lives in Khan's office, and he's like, I heard politicking right now backstage in AEW is awful. Lot of politicking, a lot of talent holding other talent back.
Well,
that's not good.
It's not good, but I mean, I think it's going to happen no matter where you go.
Yeah, absolutely. But I think that's when your whole build to your brand was that you're different, and then it turns into that. I think it's going to leave a sour taste in people's mouth. And from what I'm hearing, it's worse in the women's side of things than it is the men's.
Yep.
I can believe that. Like, look at how terrible the women's division has been.
Like, and the girl who had the best title run recently, and then the other ones didn't really have much to work with, or their promos haven't been great, and everything about their title runs have been kind of weak.
Yep.
That's the rumor of the person doing the politicking.
Hey, if you're still here, I think Mark is watching on his own Twitch. But Mark, if you're still with us, man, why don't you jump over to my Twitch so I can get another viewer in there?
Jesus, you guys are just piling on. I feel terrible for the guy. You guys are kicking him in the nuts.
Yeah,
Fucking hell.
that's all
Jesus.
right. That's all right. um. So speaking of, politics and wrestling and whatnot, um, it being really strong in the women's, Rampage has a match between Athena and Penelope Ford, and it's actually nice to see Penelope Ford back in action.
Yeah.
After what, a year and a half?
Yeah, I seen her recently at a convention. I didn't say anything to her though, but she was just recently there.
After a
And
year and a half,
actually, Athena was there as well.
Well, and so like I'm a little interested in if she's coming back, and AEW is starting to acknowledge Kip Sabian in the crowd now. Are we any closer to a Kip Sabian return, you think?
Well,
I don't
from
know.
what I last heard, there was talk that Kip Sabian was going to be going for Pac anyway. He was going to go for the All Atlantic belt.
You mean the championship that's never on TV?
Yes, your non-existent championship.
Yep.
That was on TV today.
Yeah, you miss. Yeah, you missed that, Mark. I was venting a little bit that we introduced this title, and I get that it's supposed to be defended all over the world. That's cool, but I mean, it's still an AEW championship. I would like to see it defended on AEW television.
I mean, I think we have enough titles that one can take a back seat here and there. I mean,
yeah,
there's 485 champions in this company.
There's actually only 4. There's actually only 3 singles championships for the men. The reason why it seems like there's more is because we have another company putting their titles on TV. That we have 2 other companies putting titles on TV and that don't have their own shows. So, I mean, AAA has their own shows. But...
Our ROH is technically another show, but it is owned by AEW. It's still an AEW product. It's not.
Exactly.
It's. I mean, you know what I'm saying. But
yeah, a
lot of titles and not enough TV for them all. And now you're bringing in trios, and then you want to do women's tag. It's a lot.
Yep.
See, Rampage has been the home for ROH lately.
So are we? Are we? Anthony, since you're our insider guy, man, are we leaning towards women's tag team championships?
That's kind of what the rumblings are. Yeah.
Let's hope not. We've got the TBS, we've got the women's title. Let's build up the division and fix that.
Agreed.
Rather than throw together teams for a fucking tag team title run, because that's just falling into WWE territory.
Yeah. Agreed.
I think it'd be a giant mistake on WWE's then if they do this whole tag team tournament and the first people they have to defend their titles against is Sasha and Naomi. I think the message you send to your fans and the message you send to your audience is they took their ball, went home, and then they came back rewarded with big contracts and a chance at the titles.
I don't think it should be. I don't think they should be rewarded with the titles, but I think they should get back big contracts. Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't know. Usually, when you walk off your job and you not only just once, but you threaten to do it twice.
Yeah, that's an agreement for a disagreement. It's a little bit different. I'm a firm believer. If you're not happy at work, leave.
Sure. But who in that company has been used more than Sasha Banks?
But if I leave, if I leave my job because I'm not happy and they call me back to offer me more money to try and make me happy, is it my fault?
Sure. If I absolutely take that money. Yeah.
Yeah. And
take the money and run, but at the same time, like if you're not happy, you're right. Fucking
take
get
the
out
money
of there.
And run. It's a good song.
Yeah.
Like if you're not happy with the place and you're not happy and you're not going to get what you want, fucking go. Get out of there. Like don't stay. That was the whole thing that happened originally with Cody. He wasn't happy with where he was. He wasn't happy about
Austin did it 20 years ago.
He did it because they didn't build a fucking match against Brock Lesnar.
It was a little bit more than that, But it was that was the final straw that broke the camel's back when he walked out. But Austin did it. A lot of superstars have done it, and I feel like there's no wrestlers. I mean, there's no union for these guys.
No.
Like it's whatever the billionaire wants, or multimillionaire. I mean, Anthony, like promoters can sometimes be scumbags.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Talent. I mean, I don't remember. Do you guys know Mikey O'Shea on TikTok?
Mm-mm.
He's a wrestler. He's a wrestler on the West Coast, and he got real famous for doing TikTok, a family app.
Oh yes, yeah.
Yeah.
No
So,
idea.
anyways, so Mikey posted this TikTok, and it's like the perfect example of it says a promoter walks in, and the promoter's like, "Hey guys, you guys did a fantastic job. The crowd loved it. The crowd was hot tonight, but unfortunately, we didn't make enough to cover everything. But I brought in pizza for you guys, and stuff like that.
Yeah, sometimes you don't even get pizza.
Yeah, so I mean, you put that on a grand scheme of things.
Look back at ECW days.
I've been doing commentary. I've been doing commentary over a year now.
Yeah.
I've been paid once.
Yeah. But is that why you do commentary?
I mean, it would be nice to at least get gas money, especially if everyone else is making money.
Absolutely, I agree. I wanted you to acknowledge that, to be like, yeah, I love doing it, but I still would like to get paid.
Look,
for my services.
I can take this back to when
he's frozen. I think he's frozen again. He's either frozen or he's just looking at me like I'm
frozen.
stupid.
He's frozen again.
Okay, good.
I hear you.
I was like, damn it. Yeah, I can hear you.
All right,
I can take this back to when I was in a band.
Good too.
And back in when I was doing the band days, like there was shows where we maybe got $5, fucking $5, but
to split between all 5 of you.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, how about in the music scene? I don't know if I before I got into the wrestling scene, I was doing a lot with the music scene. I like just helping bands and kind of being a roadie and helping them agent and book and stuff. And one of the things that happens a lot too is if like, sure, you can play bars and stuff like that, but if you want to play like a club or certain clubs or bigger clubs, you actually have to pay to play. You have to pay the promoter money to play at their show, and you don't get anything.
There's some fucking venues that they turned around, and they're even still doing it to this day over here. Some venues, they'll have the bands play. You don't have to pay, but they'll take a cut of your merchandise that you sell.
Yeah.
So if you sell, say, $6,000 worth of merch, they'll take a 10% cut of it.
Yeah.
Or it's sometimes disgusting. Even more. And it's fucking disgusting. Like,
yeah,
they did nothing to put anything into that merch. They just had you on their stage, but they're taking money from you designing something and selling it to the people that want it.
Yeah, I'm very like I said, there's a lot of things I'm very fortunate for. Like, I definitely so one of the things that I get told a lot is, well, you're getting a lot of exposure by coming here and doing commentary and getting opportunities that way by coming to certain promotions. And I will agree with that. But I'll also agree with the fact that if I just walked in and didn't do the work that I do promoting myself, me just sitting in that chair is not going to get me the exposure I want. I still have to work my ass off to do it. But it's one of those things where if someone opens the door a crack and you kick it open, you can make the most of any opportunity you get. And that's technically what I do at every show. I make sure I have a connection with every wrestler I meet. If I meet someone who's a name, I have a great conversation with them, and I build up a trust and rapport that when I see them then again later, like I met Cross at a show and I did a meet and greet with him for 3 hours and hung out with Killer Cross the entire time and became friendly with him. And then I seen him at another con. I was like, hey man, I don't know if you remember me. He's like, yeah, Anthony, what's up? And I was like, that's fucking crazy. You know what I mean? Like, so they're like, that may never lead to anything in my life again. But the fact that he's aware of who I am because I made a good I represented myself fine. Like Deonna Purrazzo remembers me, Mercedes Martinez. Like, there's a lot of cool names out there who I made good. Yeah.
Does exposure pay for your rent? Does exposure pay for your food bill?
How many
No, it
times?
doesn't.
How many times you start a small business and you're not profitable for the first 4 years?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so, and here's my thing. My thing is, and I don't know the company you do commentary for. I'm not saying anything bad about them. What
I
I'm
do like
saying is
6
it's
different
commentary.
promotions, and everyone's
Okay.
different on different levels.
All I'm saying is for the Sasha and the Naomi thing, and how my personal belief, it would be like that company walking up to you, Anthony, and being like, well, if you want to keep doing things like meeting Killer Cross, then then you need to be thankful that we allow you to come do commentary here.
Sure, and they can say that, and then that's up to me if I want. Yeah.
Yeah, and then when you leave, all your friends and your supporters go, yeah, Anthony thinks he's going to make it on his own. Anthony thinks that it's okay to walk off the job and not come back.
Here's the difference.
Even though this company treated him like shit, Anthony made a sound decision to leave, and Anthony still thinks that's okay.
Yeah, here's the difference. Well, I will say in certain aspects, and I'm not comparing myself to Sasha Banks.
Anthony put the show in jeopardy because he walked out. Anthony fucked over other people over because he walked out because they treated him like shit.
Me personally, I would have made sure the job got done, because my take on commentary is if it's for how hard I work at commentary, I'm doing it for the respect that the people in the ring are busting their ass and they're trying to tell a story. So I'm trying to do my best to make sure their job looks as good as I can present it. So I would have made sure, even if I hated it, I would still go for that aspect. And that's a huge reason why I still do it. But on the difference where, like for me anyway, on my level, is every promotion I work for, I was brought in because of the brand I established before I got there. So I was brought in because of my podcast. And I'm a marketing tool, and I can tell people to go to those shows and do those things, where a lot of people who are there doing the stuff that I'm doing don't have that opportunity.
Well, fine example is you, Chase, like with the Horseman Country. You've got that coming up.
We paid for that. The opportunity the opportunity was presented to us. They said, "Hey, would you be interested in doing this?" And we said, "Yeah," and we paid for it. We were not. They did not say.
But the fact is,
our name is not on that banner to draw anybody to that event. Josh and I decided to put our name on that banner to give us more exposure.
Yeah, essentially, just kind of giving it a little bit of insight what Chase is talking about here. Essentially, he's becoming a how do they say it? An agent,
open for business.
An open for business. So when he puts his brand on there, he can then walk up to other talent and be like, "Hey, can I get your contact information?" Because essentially, I'm not trying to use a terrible term here, but I'm a money guy that can pay for you to come in, and I can get you exposure to this people in this area, and I'll foot the bill, and then essentially I'll get you come in at one price, and then whatever your autographs make, I keep to try to make it back.
Yeah,
essentially is how those deals normally work.
Yeah, that's not how my deal works. My deal is essentially just for exposure for Josh and I and the I-70 Hot Tag, and to help build that brand, to let people know hey, we're open for business, we're serious.
So when you paid for the talent, they're still getting the money on the autographs that come in that day?
We have a package. We have a package with them. We paid a certain amount. We're not their only sponsorship, but we paid a certain amount, and we have some set things that
So in a way, you're like
things that we're getting for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like Domino's getting a TV spot with TNT.
Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, because normally what happens is say we all get together and we're like, "Hey, we're going to start a company." We each throw in $2,500 or $1,000 each, and then we book Britt Baker to come and do a con because she charges $3,000. She charges a lot more than $3,000, but now she comes in, and then we put our money together and go buy 8x10s and make 8x10s, and then we charge for a combo if you want an 8x10 or a photo of Britt Baker, and say we charge $100 per thing. So that's another thing too. When people go see talent and they say, "Why the hell is it $100 per thing?" 9 times out of 10, that's the person who booked them trying to get their money back.
Yeah.
Yep. And then they don't get it. Yeah. Where was I at with that? I was something I wanted to say before that. Yeah. So it is definitely get your name out there and stuff like that. But yeah, it's interesting.
We were talking about the Sasha and Naomi thing, and why
she walked out,
and why,
Yeah,
I don't like using the term, and I'm damn sure I wasn't in that room. I don't know what happened, And as much as Sean Ross Sapp and Dave Meltzer and all those guys can say they know what happened, nobody knows what happened. Nobody knows what was said.
I've heard bits and pieces of stuff that
Yeah.
was wildly differently reported from the internet, and it was reported by, I would say, more credible sources. But even then, they didn't even get full details. They just gave a little bit of a glimpse of difference that was told to me.
Yeah, and that's just what I'm saying. Like, my friend Josh, who is a humongous women's wrestling supporter, and it's not rubbed off on me, but I'm kind of like right there with Josh. I don't like the double standard with wrestling fans where it's like, okay, it was okay that Steve Austin did it 20 years ago, and it's okay that whoever else decides to do it. MJF, when MJF and Tony Khan were mad, everybody was all on MJF.
But
MJF,
what they did is complete
MJF
storyline.
Supposedly, now
It
him no showing that meet and greet supposedly was not, and everybody was okay with that because Tony hasn't paid MJF, or Tony wasn't doing this or whatever. But then Sasha and Naomi do it, and it's like, well, that's unprofessional, and you let the other talent down and all that other stuff, and that's
Absolutely.
fine. That may be true, but I just
Listen, I was just with a female talent over the weekend who, I mean, if you met her and asked her, she would 100% tell you a story, but it's obviously not my story to tell. But Tessa Blanchard, there's two sides to every story. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
She didn't just hold the Impact title hostage and said, I'm not doing this, and was a stubborn person to work for. There's a lot more to that story that didn't go out. And if she would have stepped up and probably defended herself, she would have been an ungrateful girl who wasn't doing the job properly. You know what I mean? And so I agree 110% with you on that. But it is also, you do build representation of yourself is when you do it multiple times. Like, listen, I'm a Sean guy through and through, but Sean was a psychopath when it came to not being a team player when it came to back in the day.
Yeah.
And I also kind of agree with Sean in some of the reasons why, because he came up as a small guy that nobody wanted to work, nobody wanted to lose to, nobody would sell for him. So when he finally got to the level, he was a drug addict who had a chip on his shoulder, and he's like, no, now it's my time to throw it back to these scumbags who thought they were just good as bodybuilders, and no one can match.
Yep.
No, if you can't match me in the ring, I don't want to hear the fact that you're going to take my title from me. You know what I mean? And then,
agreed.
Yeah.
Sean should have never have lost to a Sid Justice or a Sid Vicious or whatever.
Yeah.
Because the fact of the matter is that Sid couldn't outwork Sean in the ring, but unfortunately, it's a two-way street. Like, you agree to do business, and you do business if you
are an
want to
independent
stay.
contractor.
Yep, that's right. And
But so is everyone
I
else
think
on that roster.
That's right. So yeah, like I said, the Sasha and Naomi thing, if they come back, I hope that they get the recognition and all the stuff they deserve. And the
I'd
payday.
bring them back as singles competitors. That's just me. I wouldn't put them in the
I
tag.
see it. If they come back,
Agreed.
good on them. They get a payday out of it. Don't put the tag belts on them, though.
Now, if she comes back, they put her in either tag or singles division, and they say, hey, it's been a couple months. It's kind of stale. We're gonna go ahead and drop the title off you. And she goes, well, I'm going home then. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Then I think people are justified to be like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Come on.
Yeah.
That's what, there was like the whole rumor of her after WrestleMania that was it last year?
To the Iconics when they lost. She took her ball and went home.
Yeah, she threw the fucking tantrum.
She was going to go to Japan. She was going to go to Stardom. She's the greatest pro wrestler of all time, and she's not being respected. It's like, come on. You held the title almost seven. What? She's like a 5 to 7 time champion, like world champion. Like, if you're not Dana Brooke, like, you're not getting buried on TV. You're not given 24/7. You're not being used weekly. You're one of the most You're one of the 4 horsewomen. You're used more than any female on that roster. So for you to be upset that you're not being utilized is kind of shitty to the ones that actually aren't.
Yeah.
She is a 5-time Raw Women's Champion, a 3-time Tag Team Champion, and a 1-time SmackDown Champion.
Yeah. How many opportunities were given like that to 90% of the rest of the roster?
Agreed.
100%.
I think that I think that chip on her shoulder is a little big.
Like, I get it. In this business, you've got to think that you are the greatest of the greats, and you have to think that you are the best in that fucking ring and on that fucking microphone to put on the show. You've got to think that, because otherwise you're going to get eaten alive.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there's ego going way too far.
It's if you look at the Sean and Brett story, right? There's two guys that had extreme egos who didn't want to lose, who thought they were better than everybody, and they were. And then you look at them now, and one of them is trying everything in his power to right his wrongs by helping the next generation of talent get better and help the next generation of professional wrestling. And the other one's just a bitter old guy who sits on podcasts and says how he was the greatest and he hates everyone for not helping him out.
All you had to say was the other one is Bret Hart.
Yeah, what legend do you want to be?
All you needed to say was the other one was Bret Hart.
Yeah. I love it. I absolutely love it.
All day, baby, all day.
I couldn't agree more. So,
and I respect Bret Hart. He's one of the greatest of all time. But it just get over it, dude. It was 20 years ago.
Yeah, like you're like, and dude, that's okay. So I've gone on my rants. I actually got Mark. I got Mark kicked off of TikTok for bullying because somebody in his chat. Yeah, somebody in his chat says something about a work, and I was like, "Why the fuck do wrestling fans think everything is a work? Why?"
Because 9 times out of 10 it is.
I wouldn't say 9 times out of 10. I'd say 8 out of 10, and that's only because
if they're showing to you on camera on TV, it's a work.
Yeah. So but I mean, like wrestling fans are so like, we are so like into it that we just think Chris Benoit murdered his family. Oh my God, it's a work.
Oh no,
he had that terrible. You guys know that he had that terrible feud with Kevin Sullivan.
Yeah, Kevin Sullivan's he's a real devil worshiper, and he snuck in.
Yeah, we're going into cancellation territory here.
I mean, like,
did we just turn into a true crime show?
The Montreal Screwjob was a work. Yes, Brett went to WCW and ate shit for 8 shit and didn't come back to WWE. If it was a work, why didn't Brett come back?
Yeah, I don't think the Screwjob was
make it like if you're gonna say something's a work, if you're gonna say it's a conspiracy, I don't have a problem with that. But you gotta give me something to make it make sense.
Yeah, but there was people that believe that fucking outsiders and the NWO was sent by them.
If you think 9/11 is a conspiracy theory, I need something to make it make sense. Okay, burning jet fuel doesn't melt steel beams. That makes sense. I can get with you on that one.
Anthony, it's been nice talking to you.
Yeah. I can't fucking get behind you if you're like, I can't get behind you if you're like, oh, the Montreal Screwjob was a work.
Actually, it is a giant work. You know what it was? That wasn't a work, but the work was Vince said, you know what, Goldberg? For the next 9 years of your life, every time I need you, I'll come back and put the title on you. Just lay one good kick to that neck. And that was it.
That's it.
How dare
I'm sorry.
Punch me in the locker room. I'll get you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my conspiracy.
Chris Benoit was the victim. It was Kevin Sullivan that killed him and his family.
I actually was in a stream with somebody on TikTok and they said that, and I was like, I'm gonna leave now because you're dumb.
There's a friend. There's somebody who we're all mutual friends with that said that, and I originally blocked him, and then I unblocked him because I decided to give him a second. I decided to give him a second chance. But yeah, he originally said something in a video about it, and I was like, yeah, no, I'm not gonna sit here and listen to this. But I gave him a second chance, and he's a cool guy. I like him, but yeah.
Look, Benoit is a controversial topic, and for his wrestling abilities, he should be remembered. As a person, absolutely. Fuck no.
Yeah.
Like my wife and I were talking about this the other night.
When you find out that a priest molested multiple children, nobody in the town goes, but he saved a lot of lives. He brought a lot of people to Jesus. But why can't we respect that he's a good priest?
Here's a great example. Let's talk about a guy who was fantastic in the ring and fantastic at promos, but just was widely right wing and hate and was super homophobic, and now an award is named after him for being such a good human being. Well, no, he wasn't good at any of those things. He was all around a piece of shit, and we shouldn't even acknowledge the Ultimate Warrior's existence. Take that, brother.
Yeah.
I hate that dude.
Yeah,
Rename, that should be Triple H's first job coming into the Hall of Fame years. Like, hey, we're gonna throw this name away and name it after someone who actually deserves it. The Warrior Award.
Yeah, I agree. If that's what they want to do, then fine. But
the thing about the Warrior Award is the original design was supposed to be for someone who works in the industry and is unrecognized, like your ring crew, like your fucking sound guys back a stage.
The Ultimate Warrior was known for showing support to those guys.
Yeah.
The closest Warrior got to showing support to the janitor was hiding in the closet after he won his title. That's the closest he got to a mop bucket in a wrestling ring. You know who should win that award and we should just retire it? Effie.
I don't think that'll ever happen. It should.
Speaking
of that, opinions on the kiss.
It's hilarious. It's an Effie match. If you watch Effie matches, you knew that was coming.
Well, not just that, but like Sean used to do it. Goldust used to do it.
People are going.
A lot of wrestlers used to do it, but because Effie is openly gay, he is openly gay, and he throws it in your face, and he's unapologetic about it. That's when people have a problem with it.
The thing that people are saying is that Moxley being the AEW champion shouldn't be doing these sort of things in other companies.
People. Fuck those.
Well, your interim AEW champion and your main AEW champion kissed on TV tonight.
Yeah.
And I loved it. I thought it was hilarious.
It was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
It was fucking awesome.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's we had no problem with it. Like I said, when Goldust was doing it, Sean used to do it.
That's because
Sean showed his ass more than anybody.
That's because the E is the big company, and that's the company that everybody's grown up with, and they're the gold standard.
No, it's not that. It's not that, Scotty. Here in America, there are white people that have a humongous problem with black people who are African Americans who are over apologetic that they are black. And also here in America, you have white people that get upset when homosexuals are overly homosexual and are unapologetic about it. And because Effie is unapologetic about it, that's why it was a problem.
White people are allowed to say they're proud of their heritage, and they're proud to be Irish, and they're proud to be Italian, and they're proud to be Dutch, and they're proud to be Lithuanian. But the second someone who's of different culture says, I'm proud to be Mexican, it's like, oh, then go back where you came from. It's disgusting.
What you buying, stranger?
Yeah. What you doing around these parts, boy?
Well, fuck, I was watching a TikTok.
That's what that sounded like. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I was watching a TikTok.
What you buying, stranger?
The other day, and it was literally of a dude who was a skinhead, and covered in tats, like face tats and all that shit. And he just goes up to this dude and starts having a fucking go at him just because the dude was walking down the street and he looks different.
Well, like I said, that's exactly what it is here in America, and that's why everybody threw a fit about the Effie situation and the Effie and John Moxley thing. Like I said, nobody had a problem with it. Back in the day when everybody did it for fun, Goldust on TV, but because, like I said, Effie is openly gay and and unapologetic about it, then people are like, yeah, no, we don't want to do it. And I could care less.
Goldust molested himself on TV multiple times.
Yeah,
dude, he almost went and got a boob job just for a bit.
He was going to actually get a boob job to get the Goldust character over.
Yeah,
yep,
guy's nuts.
The artist formerly known as Goldust. Remember that? That's when it was.
Yeah,
when he was doing like the Marilyn Manson. Yep, the Marilyn Manson mix character.
Yeah. Dude, I've always been a Goldust fan. He's one of my favorites of all time. It's my favorite character.
Dustin Runnels is a absolute amazing talent, underrated.
Dude, how about it would never go over in today's time? Remember when he was doing the stutter? When he had Tourette's and stutter?
Oh, he would be canceled instantly.
Yep.
he would be fucking cancelled instantly.
He went on the Howard Stern show with it.
He showed up. He showed up. That's when him and Booker T were
Yep.
tag teaming.
Yeah.
He got electrocuted. That's what it was.
He
Somebody
developed Tourette's and a stutter.
Are you channeling him, Chase?
Bubba Ray Dudley.
Yeah.
Oh, yep.
Yeah.
Bubba had the stutter right at the start. Yeah. Back in ECW days.
Yep.
And early WWE.
Yeah.
I used to have a stutter. I sometimes still do if I don't think about what I'm saying.
My favorite was the Dudley family back in ECW when they first appeared. They were all inbred.
Yeah.
And that's why they all were different. Like you had white guys, you had black guys in there, and they were all formed from some type of inbred, and that's why they all were like goofy and they had some form of issue.
And you had the midget Spike.
Yeah.
Big Dick Dudley.
Big Dick Dudley.
Pro wrestling.
We're gonna get away with today.
Oh my god!
Never. It wouldn't fly today. And some of that stuff is understandable. Like I get why it wouldn't. But then some of that stuff obviously needs to stay in the past where it belongs. But then some of the stuff is fun to look back and be like, man, what a time.
Yeah. When Triple H had sex with a corpse.
Oh boy, I knew that was coming.
That
wasn't even in the 90s. That wasn't even in the Attitude Era. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the guys who lives by me was in one of the most controversial skits they'll never do again, Gene Snitsky.
Oh, the baby killing.
Yeah, the Stockholm Syndrome baby.
Yeah.
I'm not going to put the R word in there, but that's what happened there.
It wasn't my fault.
He's such a nice guy. He's so funny. He's like,
yeah.
Actually, can I do a cheap plug real quick?
Yeah, absolutely.
To maybe the 3 people in here.
Yep.
They'll check the replay out, and then I'll get huge because you guys are going to kill it.
Maybe I'll clip it. Maybe I'll clip it. Maybe I won't.
All right. So I've been literally for the past 3 days getting no sleep because I've been working on edits. So over on our YouTube channel, Tornado Tech Podcast, I started doing a vlog. So I've been going to wrestling shows and kind of vlogging my experiences, my commentary journey, and how I can learn and get better and experiences I had. And I try to stay honest when things aren't great, but not bury the company. I want to be forthcoming, you know what I mean? And so I had one of those moments already where production took a huge shit and I was really upset about it and I maybe acted like a psychopath. But I think, like I said earlier, I take this really serious and I want the talent work to be conveyed. So I have a few vlogs coming out. I have a con that we were able to walk around and talk to some of the people. So we have some footage from the con that we were at. And then I had an opportunity to host last second a Q&A with Demolition. So I was the host of the Q&A and we filmed it. So all the questions that were asked to Demolition that day about their career and really, really cool stories that I felt should have been recorded, we actually got. So I have that coming out. So if you want to see some cool stuff with Demolition, that's there. And then I have one of my new interviews coming out with some independent talent. Two guys who are kind of new in their career who just formed a tag team at a local promotion I go to and just kind of picking their brain of the business. So a lot of that. And I have an interview with Alpha Jr. on there, a former WWE guy. A lot of the people I've interviewed so far have been his students. But yeah, so a lot of content over on the Tornado Tag. And then this Thursday at 7:30 Eastern time, we will be talking the best turns in professional wrestling. So babyface to heel, heel to babyface.
Nice.
Yeah.
Does Hulk Hogan get a mention?
What's that?
Does Hulk Hogan get a mention?
Oh, he definitely will. Yeah, that's iconic. The thumbnail is Sean with Marty's ass sticking out in the window.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. You think Hulk Hogan's is iconic, but I don't know if it would be on my list of best.
Really? The NWO Hulk Hogan is not going to be in your top?
It didn't work.
What do you mean it didn't work? Everyone threw trash in the ring. They were fuming.
But less than a month later, it was the coolest thing in the world to have an NWO shirt.
That's because Hogan hated the fact that he still wanted to be a babyface but also be a heel.
Yeah.
And he knew that was going to happen because you had Colin Nash, who everyone liked the fact that they were heels.
Hogan. Not only do I not put Hogan's NWO turn on the best heel turns of all time, I also think it destroyed the heel persona.
Well, at that time, DX was heels, but people enjoyed it. The Rock and Stone Cold were doing the heel
But
thing.
that was prior.
Yeah.
I mean, like
DX
you know,
didn't come until 97.
DX, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, and
Well, that
Hall,
Attitude
Nash,
Era
and
was
Hogan,
about, yeah.
Hall, Nash, and Hogan were on WCW doing that. They were the cool bad guys.
Yeah.
And then DX did it. I'm not saying DX copied them, but I'm saying like it helped kind of helped pave
Well,
that path.
the idea of the NWO was essentially what they were doing legitimately behind the scenes in WWE.
You ever watch that? You know,
Yeah.
Either one of you ever see that show with Stephen Amell on Stars called Heels?
I've never watched it. I heard it's good though.
It is. It's very good. So his dad, his dad ran the promotion, and his dad was a heel on the promotion. And his dad would go to church, but after church, he wouldn't partake in any like gatherings. He was never at any community events because kayfabe was alive. Like you didn't, he didn't go because he was the heel. He didn't want to be outside of, his house smiling with and kissing babies because he was the guy that you threw trash
the bad
at.
guy, yeah.
Yep. And
he was
Hogan,
the guy who was kicking the shit out of your favorites, yeah.
There is still people on the independent scene who believe that. Like they will not go near fans.
Absolutely.
And I love it.
Absolutely. I've got one. We've got one here in the Midwest. Jeremy Wyatt. Jeremy Wyatt's like that.
Well, fucking MJF is an example of that. Like he gets on the cons and stuff like that, but he still plays the character of the shit.
I met someone who trained and is friends with MJF on a personal level, and I was essentially told that MJF in public like tries to disguise himself and hide because the second he's seen, it's on. Like he won't just be like, hey, not today. Like if you see him and say MJF, you're getting MJF.
Yeah. Exactly.
Another thing that's kind of exciting when it comes to my career with the commentary, I wanted to kind of put over real fast. I just forgot about it. The company I work for, PPW, just announced they're doing a collision show. It's going to be PPW versus Control Your Narrative. So I will be doing possibly commentary for Control Your Narrative.
So you get to meet Braun Strowman and EC3.
Braun Strowman, EC3, Ace Austin, the dude from Forgotten Sons. I'm going to be the heel commentating. Like
you can't make Killer Cross anymore.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm going to be heel. But me being heel is just me being me. I'm just because I lean more of the opposite side of the political spectrum of them. So I'm not gonna
I was gonna say.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be up there. I'm gonna have a T-shirt that says "I Heart Brandon" or something like that, and just get all the smoke.
Yeah.
I should get one made that says "I Heart Getting Brandon."
And then wear one of those coexist shirts.
Oh yeah. I have Black Craft Cult shirts that just are proudly saying "Hail Satan." I'll just wear that.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm gonna save my money up so I can scream at somebody in the closet.
So getting back to Dynamite today.
There you go. Scotty bringing it back. We lost control of Mark's on here.
What did we think, or what do we think is going to happen next?
Somebody's in here. The viewer count just went up. So,
what do we think is going to happen next week with the fact of the unification match?
Here's what I would love to see happen. I would love to see Hangman cost Punk the match. Moxley wins, and then it gets official of a triple threat match at all out. And if you want to put the title back on Punk, fine, whatever. At that point, I really don't care. But something I want to see something exciting happen next week. Whether that's Hangman or if Anthony's right, and MJF comes back, whatever.
Yeah,
if MJF comes back, I'll be super excited. But I'm just not I just don't believe it. I don't think we're getting worked here. I think there was a mutual agreement, and unless Anthony, and like I said, Anthony's your insider guy, so Anthony says there's already been ink to paper, but
Yeah,
I'll believe
MJF
it when I
MJF is not. He's definitely coming back. He was waiting for Punk.
Look, to me, I thought that I thought after the promo there was obviously ink on paper because there had to be. Like he had to be paying him to get to be able to do that.
Wrestling fans cannot be that dumb to think that Tony or whoever let MJF walk out in that ring and do that promo. Like you're not the. Come on, guys.
You say this, but
I hate to say, but Santa Claus isn't real. But also, CM Punk's pipe bomb was 100% planned and told in the back that it was going to happen.
Yeah, like it's cool.
Yeah,
like,
you don't walk on live TV with a hot mic and say whatever you want. You just don't.
Exactly. There's a 10-second delay. Like they'll boot you off.
Yeah,
it's like going into your work and then throwing a fucking rant at your work and your boss and calling him a cunt.
Yeah,
I've done that before though.
You don't walk into Walmart. You don't walk into the Walmart and get in their PA system and say whatever you want without repercussions. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Yeah. Like like somebody will find you eventually.
Yeah.
However, when I quit the bowling alley, I was the cook, and everybody was taking cigarette breaks. And it was Cosmic Bowling that night. It was Friday night. I waited till all the tickets piled up, and I changed the text on Cosmic Bowling to "The kitchen is closed. Chase Cook has left," and I bounced.
Nice.
You didn't get on the intercom system and say something?
No, because I wanted the tickets to keep piling up. I had a friend who called me later because this was before text messages. I had a friend who called me after I left, and he was like, "Yeah, dude, like one of the staff kept the bartender kept putting tickets in the window, and then she was like screaming. She's like, 'Where the fuck is Chase?'" Chase was that they were like it took forever for Chase to find out. They were mad, and he told me I had to I wasn't going to get my last paycheck until I brought my my shirt back. I was like, "Oh, I'll bring the shirt back." Yeah,
$20 shirt.
Yeah, the $20 shirt.
I'd have been like, "Yeah, we'll talk in court about that." I had twice, just recently, where I had a boss who she messed with me real bad, and I quit. And she quit, and then I came back, and she came back at the same time. It's just worst timing ever. And I thought everything was cool, and we had a conversation saying that like she wasn't going to be an asshole to me anymore. And then I worked my balls off and did everything I possibly could, short staff, and they weren't hiring people, and I had to do everything short staffed and train and do everything I had to do. And then it came time to like, hey, maybe we'll move somebody up the ladder here. And she legit looked at me, winked, and then said that all the stuff I have been doing is now going to go dedicated to somebody else. And I was just like, "Oh, we're going to play this game again?" And she's like, "Yeah." I go, "Well, here's my badge. I'm going to get out of here." Like at lunch, I was like, "I'm out." See you later.
My favorite thing to do was to talk people into quitting. So when I worked at Olive Garden, I had this bartender. She came in. She was super mad. She was like in tears. And she's like, "Yeah, I told them that like I wanted to work a part-time job, and they were like, I need to decide between this job and that job." And I was like, "Well, I was like, that job's government. Like you got benefits. Like screw this job." And then she's like, "Yeah, screw this job." And I was like, you know what I would do if I were you? I'd fucking walk out tonight.
I'd shit on that bar.
Yeah. And she was like, "Are you serious?" And I was like, "I'm dead serious."
It is a cool feeling.
Like, yeah. It was so awesome. She texted me like a month later, and she was like, "I'm really mad that I walked out." And I was like, but you really didn't want to work here. And she's like, "Yeah, you're right." And I was like, "Okay, then it's settled."
There's nothing better when you hand your badge to your boss than like, what? Why?
No. So
because it sucks here. Here's my badge. See you later. Bye.
So I had clocked out. I was ready to leave, and the manager was like, "Where's Samantha? Has anybody seen Samantha?" And I was like, "I think she went in the bathroom." And she's like, "She's been in there for a very long time. Like the tickets are backed up. Can you go help?" And I was like, "Oh, I already clocked out." And then she was like, I'm gonna go in the bathroom and see if she's in there." And I was like, "All right." And as soon as she went in the bathroom, I peaced out. I was like, "Bye."
Yeah. I had a kid. When I worked in a factory, I had two situations where I kind of forced one kid to quit. I was a little bit of a bully. And then the other one was a kid just kind of quit without saying anything. So we worked at this thing where we had these big cardboard circle things that we would put on like the rolls so they didn't get dirty. And then we would shrink wrap them and put them in a machine. And this one kid, I guess, just didn't like the job and the heat and everything like that. It was like a plastic extrusion job. And he just wrote, "I am so sorry," and on marker on the big, huge, like 21-inch diameter cardboard circle. He just wrote, "I'm so sorry. I can't do this. I quit." And he's like, "Oh, I'm going to go to the bathroom." And he just left. And I went to grab the header and I just read it and he like signed his name. And I was like, that's hilarious. Like, then there was another kid. He would come and we worked night shift. And if you're a man short, it just, your night's a nightmare. And this has nothing to do with wrestling, but it's great stories.
It is.
But so this kid, every 15 minutes, I have to go to the bathroom. I was like, all right, man, you're a grown man. I'm not going to tell you can't use the bathroom. And he'd be in there for like 45 minutes to an hour. And I'm like, this is getting old. Like he's doing this every couple hours, like just going in there and he's gone for an hour. In like a 12-hour shift, he worked like 7 hours. So after like 3 or 4 days of this, I just get frustrated. And I was like, I'll be back. So I go into the bathroom and I'm just kind of sitting in there. I don't hear anything. I look under the stall and his boots are there because he wrote his name on his boots. So I kind of peek over and he's sleeping on the toilet. He would just go in there and take naps. So I crawled under and he had one of those clips, like the safety harness. I unclipped his keys from his pants and stole them and crawled back out and left. And he comes back out and he's like, "Guys, I think there's a problem." And I go, "What?" And he goes, "I can't find my keys." And I go, "Did they fall in the toilet?" And he's like, "I don't know." And I go, "Bro, if they fell in the toilet, you're lucky." And he's like, "Why?" I said, "Because I used to do plumbing and heating. I did, right? But this is where I was really good at selling it." I said, "In factories, they have a screen. That's why the toilets flush so hard with the jet, because it pushes all of the stuff through the screen that if something falls in there, it hits the screen and you can take them out. Like if you drop your phone or a key, so you're good. All you got to do is just reach. You got to reach in there and get to the screen so you can get your stuff." So this kid goes in the bathroom.
You fucking asshole.
And he's in there for an hour and a half just screaming and crying because it's an automatic flusher. So every time he puts his hand deeper in, his head moves and the automatic flusher is shooting and the water's bouncing off his arms and spraying him in the face. And he's soaked. He's absolutely soaked. He goes, "I can't reach the screen." And I walk in and I throw his keys at him. I go, "Yo, stop sleeping in the fucking bathroom. I need you out there." And I threw his keys at him. And he came in and he was bawling. And he's like, "Why would you do that? I had my hand up to the shoulder in a toilet." I go, "Bro, I'm out here for a week straight dying because you're in here taking naps on the toilet." And he quit. I felt bad, but it is what it is, man.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Yo, one time I joined a chat and I told a guy to change his microphone setting. I'm joking.
And then I took his job.
Yeah, then there I am. No,
we used to tell everybody to empty the hot water out of the hot tea, and it was hooked up to the line. So all the new people would sit there and get like 5-6 cups of hot water, and they'd be like, "How many do you need?" And I was like, "Just keep going."
Yeah,
just keep going. And then and then they went and asked the manager. They're like, how much water is in there? Because it doesn't look like it holds that much. And the managers would be like, "What are you talking about?" Finally, the managers would catch on. But
yeah, I told an employee. I used to tell people to go to maintenance and get a bucket of steam, and they'd be back there for hours. And maintenance would be like, "Bro, you're dumb." I told one person too one time that they have to that AutoZone is running a sale where they'll take the summer air out of your tires and put in winter air so you get better fuelage, gas mile. So they literally went to AutoZone. They're like, they came back to work like, "You're an asshole. That's not a real thing."
I remember one time
Or change your headlight fluid blinker. The blinkers, change the fluid in your blinkers.
Change your blinker fluid. Yeah.
I remember one time when I was younger, I was working at Macca's, and for those who don't know, Macca's is McDonald's.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I was working at Macca's and
Shut up, Anthony. Why do you fucking know everything?
I know everything, man.
I'm so fucking sick of it.
There was this one kid that was working there, and he was the hated kid of the employees. Like, he just didn't do shit. So one of the managers turned around to him and said, "You need to go make ice." Told him to go downstairs into the freezer with a bucket of water and stir it around. The guy stayed down there for 3 hours.
Australia's a wild place, man.
And then he froze to death.
The thing is, he knew that there was a fucking automatic ice maker. He knew that there was an automatic ice maker, yet he still went down into the freezer and fucking was stirring a bucket of water.
Dude, could you imagine how scary? Like in America, basements are already scary because spiders and shit like that. Could you imagine Australian basements with just fucking bugs the size of me? Just fucking.
Could you imagine if do you come from a land down under? Yeah. Yes. Could you imagine if like our McDonald's over here in America had basements? It'd be the most disgusting thing in the world.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Nobody
like
nothing good would happen.
Subway or McDonald's. Or McDonald's. It would be the grossest thing in the world.
Dude, anytime a business has a basement, you can almost guarantee that it's not going to be clean.
There's a dead person down there.
Yeah, there's like 4 employees stirring ice that froze to death.
Yeah, Bike Angel, if you can see Scotty's window, it's sunlight out. That's because it's the middle of the day where Scott is.
What's up with this? Yeah. He said you have an ugly cat. What's up with your cat? Why is it ugly?
Who said that?
You're such a fucking dick, Anthony.
Do you have a weird looking cat?
While you were gone, I was like, I saw your cat on your bed. I was like, look at his ugly cat.
I thought you might have actually seen it. Like, do you have like a bug-eyed cat, or is it just like a normal?
No, it's a gorgeous cat.
Yeah. I don't know. Like everything in Australia is either terrifying or weird looking. So I don't know if you had different looking cats. You know what I'm saying?
I've got 2 cats.
That's why every single time CJ comes in and CJ's cat jumps up, what the fuck is that?
That actually is
not a cool cat.
That's a cool colored cat.
She's a tortoiseshell Devon Rex.
So you know what's funny? Like dogs,
I can look at mutant is what that is.
I can look at dogs and be like, "Oh, that's a boxer. That's a Rottweiler." Cats are like, "This is a clear cloaca," and I'm like, I didn't know there was different breeds. I just thought it was cat. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I called you Bike Angel because that's what's showing up on Twitch.
I think she's talking to me. I think I did call her. Did I call her Bike Angel?
Is that like your pet name with her? Like, give it to me.
No, that's her. That's her fucking screen name.
I know. I just didn't know if you guys were into that. Good thing the camera blew in. We would have had a little crack there.
And this is my other one.
Yo, your cat has a little black like goatee thing.
Yep.
Yeah,
she does.
It looks like he has a butt, like a cigarette or a joint in.
That's so funny. So the cat that I called ugly
was that one.
And that one's not ugly. The other one was ugly.
Yeah, that was actually kind of cool.
The other one looks like you got it from a radioactive factory.
It just hissed.
Is that the cat?
Did it hiss?
Yes.
That cat said, "Fuck Chase." It's like my cat's here at home. All my cats hate me.
I don't like that at all.
All my cats hate me. They all hiss at me.
Dude, I'm having deja vu right now.
Yeah.
I feel like this happened already.
No, it hasn't.
To me, it just happened.
I've never seen Scott's cats. Usually Scott's going nuts over CJ's cats.
I just had crazy deja vu right now.
Because I knew as soon as I invite CJ in, Scott was going to go, "Oh, look, it's a kitty."
Fuck you, Chase.
Look at the kitty. Look at a little dingo.
Dingo ate my baby.
The dingo ate my baby.
The dingo ate my baby. I don't know. I'm just mixing accents. Every time I do an accent, it automatically goes to Scottish every single time.
Hey, you watch it. That's a true story, motherfucker.
A dingo ate a baby?
Yeah. It's a line from Tropic. You ever seen Tropic Thunder?
Yeah, a long time ago.
Yeah. Remember he was making fun of the real black guy in the movie was making fun of Robert Downey Jr.'s character. And then he was like, sorry that I got to represent because they gave the only good black role in this film to Crocodile Dundee. And then, he said something else. And then And then the guy goes, "The dango ate my baby." And then Robert Downey Jr. stops and he goes, "Watch it, motherfucker. That's a true story."
So if you want to learn more about that, there's a thing that you got to look up. It's called Lindy Chamberlain, and she's the mother of the so-called dingo baby.
My wife confirmed that it's a true story, and she would know. If it's a real story, she's heard about it because she will watch the documentary about it.
If she likes true crime podcasts or true crime stories, that's one that she would enjoy. There's plenty more Australian true crime that you guys would love.
I watch documentaries all the time too. I'm a documentary junkie.
This is a wrestling podcast, so we shouldn't really.
We're off topic.
We're pushing 3 hours, guys. We stopped wrestling as soon as Anthony kicked Mark off.
Yeah, we rebranded the show. That's it.
Yeah. As soon as I was talking shit about Anthony never coming on, and then Anthony was like, "I'll show those motherfuckers."
Yeah, I'll fuck this shit over.
Fuck you! I'll fuck you over.
Hey, hit that button. I still feel so bad that happened.
Yeah. He goes, "Your mic sounds weird, Mark. Why don't you?" He's like, "Why don't you push this button?" And then Mark was just gone.
So next week, Chase, you're hosting by yourself, by the looks of it.
Yeah, no, I'm sure I'm gonna get a message from Mark in the morning that says, "Yeah, find somebody else."
Tony's fired.
Tony, yeah, I told you, 3 hours. I didn't make dinner. Well, I ain't hungry, so
he'll eat all right.
Yeah.
Well,
all that kitty talk.
cigarette.
Yeah, I feel terrible. It was funny though when he came back in and he was just so angry face.
Yeah. So Scott came in the other night, or Scott, was it last week you came in? I can't remember which, but Scott was frozen.
Yes,
and it was funny because Scott was just like this.
You've got a meme. You've got the meme.
So I cut it and I made it a meme, and I'm gonna put it in the Discord. Yep, I'm gonna put it in the Discord.
If you make an angry Mark meme, I want it.
I will.
I'll make it.
I'll have it by tomorrow.
I'll make it my profile picture.
Anthony told me to push the button.
New TikTok feud.
That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make it a meme with Mark's face, and it's just gonna say, "Anthony told me to push the button."
This is the new TikTok feud: Anthony versus Mark.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe somebody will book us at their house, and we can wrestle in the backyard and act like it's really cool.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm sure Chase has got a big enough backyard.
Yeah,
we should wrestle in your backyard. All the Australian animals. Someone's bound to die.
Chase has a spare house.
You have a spare house?
Not for long. It's about to get sold.
Look at you.
It was a trying to think of the right way to word that. It was a parting gift from my father when he died.
An inheritance.
You got his house?
Yeah.
Did you find anything cool?
Not really.
I thought it was our WrestleMania.
The reason I always ask this is I won't say the friend or who they are. I'm sure they probably wouldn't care that I'm telling this story. I hope not. But if I'm sorry if you do. But
I appreciate you being respectful.
He went and cleaned out his mom's house and storage closet and found out his mom was like a giant dominatrix and had a really kinky sex life. And like was going through a Anthony told me that Robbie Anderson retired after Baker was named the starter. I don't even know who any of those people
Interesting. Well, I appreciate you. I appreciate you joining, John. Looks like John is watching us on the Sports Empire Network. So maybe he's referring to somebody else from the Sports Empire. But we're talking all kinds of stuff, including wrestling. Just joking, wrestling. Well, I appreciate you joining, John. Make sure you leave a 5-star review on Sports Empire Network and tell them the AEW Dynamite post show is awesome. So, Anyways,
Yeah, so he found like cock rings at his mom's house. It was really weird.
Please tell me he didn't try them on.
No, but I guess his brother was holding them. Like, what the fuck are these? And he's like, they're fucking cock rings. He's like, oh, why does mom have these?
Then you find out mum is dead.
Well, no, she already died, and then they went to go clean out the house.
Mum is dad.
Oh yeah. Oh, they found strap-ons. They found everything, like ball gags, like you name it. She had like it was like the basement of Pulp Fiction in this house. They said. So like, that's my biggest fear is like when someone passes away. Like, can you go help clear the house? Like, nah, because I'm gonna talk. I'm gonna tell everybody. I'm gonna go to the funeral and be like, yeah, I'll bury
Matt,
them.
wait till we clean out your closet, Anthony.
Well,
You're gonna find AEW figures.
See, my dad was like real big into guns and stuff, so I was always afraid like I was gonna find like a murder weapon or something, like, oh hey, like here's this gun, and then find
Now,
out,
if he
like
dies and all those guns are there, do you have to go and take every single one to a place and like have them transferred to your name?
Not in Missouri.
Oh, I was gonna say, or you are committing giant fraud or felonies right now. You have like
no, not in Missouri, because Missouri's open carry, so you don't have to at all.
Everything's open carry.
Yep.
Oh wow. I know we have to have a license in PA for concealed carry.
You're
Just
fucking
arrived. I
dumb,
may
you're
have
American.
misheard you saying making memes with Anthony. Told me really, MB. Oh, okay.
Your
Is he
gun
real?
laws in America are fucked up.
I can't like.
We
got a tub full of dildos.
We did not get a tub full of dildos. It was a tub full of like porno mags, but it wasn't a tub full of dildos.
Good ones, like old school ones.
I don't know.
You should probably.
I wasn't.
Do you throw them all away?
No.
I say you should probably look on eBay.
My wife Ashley said the same thing. She was like, "Don't be sorry, John. We appreciate you. We appreciate you joining in." It's kind of like false advertising, John. I know it says we're talking about AEW Dynamite, but we're talking about dildos. So.
John, what do you want to hear us talk about? You want us to talk about like?
We're taking requests now.
Yeah, we're taking requests.
Well, I think he wants to talk about the Carolina Panthers and Robbie Anderson retiring after Baker Mayfield was named the starter.
Wait, but was that a legit thing?
I have no idea. Maybe it's a joke. Maybe it's like a dig at Baker Mayfield. I'm not sure. I have not heard of Robbie Anderson retiring, but I went to Chiefs training camp today, and that's about the only thing football related I've done today. Other than that,
I know that Washington's third string quarterback looked pretty dope in preseason, but it's also preseason, so I don't get my hopes up.
Yeah, I'll talk preseason on my Chiefs stream, but I don't obviously there's nothing to.
I almost started a Washington football podcast with a friend of mine, and the first year they sucked, and he was like, I can't talk about this team. They suck too bad, and he quit the podcast. And it went like 4 episodes, and it was over.
Gosh, I think you could. I think if the Chiefs were like in really bad position right now, I think I could talk about them like more. I think I could talk about them forever.
Dude, the whole premise was we're gonna get drunk and just cry over how terrible our team was. I thought that would have been a great show.
Yeah.
I can't get involved because I have no idea.
It's kind of like Australian football, but not as cool.
So it's really funny you mentioned that, Scotty. There is the radio broadcaster who calls the Chiefs games. His name's Mitch Holtzes. Awesome dude. He's been doing it for over 30 years. He actually was talking to a family who came from Australia just to see the Chiefs training camp facility and a preseason game. I was like, man, that's a super expensive trip just to come watch a preseason game. But hey,
there's definitely people down
speaking
here
of Washington,
American football.
I think that's who we're facing in our next preseason game is Washington.
Yep, you're dead to me.
But there's definitely people down here in Australia that love American football. Right.
I'll be honest. I used to really, really, really be into it, and I do fantasy football, and I would study everything. And then I got into this podcast game, and then I started 485 podcasts, and then I really dove back into professional wrestling and independent wrestling, and there's wrestling on every day of the week. I don't care anymore about sports, to be honest with you.
Football.
There's a girl that's on TikTok.
Football will always be like my mistress to my wrestling. I
Like
always
if
say it's
sports
like
are
my
on
first
TV, I'll
love.
watch them. But I can never see myself going back and like studying everything and knowing every player's name. Like I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
Like these dudes are just like out here domestic violence and drugs and all this nonsense and just like able to keep their jobs and make billions of dollars. And it's just like, I don't care. Give me my storylines. And I'm fine with it. You know what I mean?
You sound like a
shit. Chase, you're in trouble.
I'm not in that much trouble. She's 5 feet away from me, so if I was in
She's
trouble,
using
I'd
the
have
whip to
got
lie.
hit by now.
Is she in the room with you?
Yeah, she's laying down. She's asleep.
Like
Or I
literally,
thought she
like,
was
Sleep.
like you can look at her right now.
Yep.
Oh, so she's just typing and just staring at you.
No, she's hiding underneath the blanket. Now she just came out and waved at me because you said something.
she's like this.
Yeah, she's doing her part. She's doing her part to make sure that I make affiliate. So
That's why I've got you open in another tab.
I got you
appreciate
open another tab too. I don't, dude. My Twitch. I'm like trying really hard to keep it going, but I can't. I have all the followers. I have the number of followers. I have the watch time. I just can't get the consistent viewers to do it.
You know why? It's because you're going live other places. If dude, I'll be honest with you. I just did this partnership with this sports network group or sports empire network.
Yeah.
If I wasn't doing a partnership with them, I would be live on just TikTok. And then Mark, whenever I invite somebody in, it gives them the option to share to their social medias as well. And Mark shared to his Twitch. So
Okay.
he's lying. I live in Montana. He has no wife. It's true. It's true.
My wife does when I'm streaming. She'll walk through the room behind the camera and she'll flash me and tries to distract me.
My wife does it all the time. She'll do it when I'm at work. I sit right here and I do my job. And while I'm on the phone trying to talk to some 85-year-old woman about taking the trip of her life across the world,
Heaven
and watch.
Are you Kevorkian? Is that what you do?
Yeah, and then I'm like, I'm trying to talk her into buying this $5,000 policy, this travel insurance policy.
You're
wife is over
scumbag.
here.
She's 87. She don't need that.
Yeah, she does. Yeah,
Elderly
she
abuse.
absolutely does. She absolutely
She
does.
needs you to put her
You know
in
what
touch
you
with
need,
the-
Nana? You need to go on a safari.
She needs you to put her in touch with the local crack dealer.
It's wild. Like I'll have like 85, 86-year-old people that are like going on 2-month cruises across the world.
She's like, I can't afford that. I'm like, you're gonna be dead in 6 months. Put that bill on your family.
Dude, there are people that
Enjoy your life.
over here, the older generation that go on cruises spend like $30,000-$40,000 just for one cruise.
That's a year's salary for me.
Yeah. That's wild.
Because I'm a scumbag and I'm
That's
not
a
educated.
year's salary for you? Fuck, okay.
Yeah.
I had a coworker ask me. I had a coworker ask me the
my
other
whole
day.
life like 30,000 in 1 year.
See, for me, I can make up to, if I work every single day and I work 12-hour days, I can make up to 120 grand a year.
That's sick. I wish I can do that. Not me.
I'm a traffic controller. So I stand on the road and annoy the shit out of people.
You should subscribe to my Patreon. No, I'm joking.
Not your only fans?
But no, we
It's the same thing. I'll throw butthole pics on there if you want.
So like I'll talk to old people about taking these trips, and like I'll have a coworker that will message me during the day and they'll be like, have you ever looked at some of the addresses that our clients have? And I'll be like, yeah. And they'll be like, doesn't that make you like, and I'll be like, you know what it makes me want to do? It makes me want to go murder rich people.
Yeah.
That's what it makes me want to do.
Yeah.
It makes me want to go put on a hockey mask and grab a baseball bat and just go beat the shit out of old rich people.
It's insane to me that like I go on TikTok and I see all these content creators, or I go on all these platforms and I see people who do wrestling content, and they
that got dark. It did.
and they're recording on like the little tiny hey everybody, it's me on my and it sounds like this. They hold that little tiny microphone and they go, hey everyone, welcome to the and I'm like, but they'll have 950 professional wrestling belts that cost $500 each. Their T-shirt has holes in it. They're like their house behind them looks like it's falling apart, and it's just like.
And they haven't used deodorant in 5 years.
And they're like, I was front row at these last 6 shows, and then they're like, well, how many shows? I've never been at a wrestling show in my life, and they're like, why? I'm like, because I'm fucking poor. Like, it's like I can't afford that. I was like, yo, instead of buying 6 belts this month on your welfare checks, go buy a T-shirt off me. Tornado Type Podcast at redbubble.com. It's just like, help your boy out.
We need to start distributing the wealth of like social media.
Yeah, these dudes are buying $500 belts.
This motherfucker, this motherfucker couldn't even like. This is how stupid that is. Scott, you bought a championship belt that has the spray paint embedded into it.
No,
you could have
custom
saved
made.
a bunch. You could have saved
Custom
a bunch
made.
of money. You still could have saved a bunch of money by buying the belt and then spray painting it red.
That's what I was.
No, this one is custom made. This is made by
I see it's
a guy on Instagram named West Coast Designs.
Okay.
He
I'll have
actually
to
made the Dark Order belt.
Awesome. If you let's share that with me, because when I sell the house, I'm gonna buy like 5 or 6 belts and put them behind me so Anthony can.
Is one of my
I only want one belt. I want the Shawn Michaels belt, the special edition winged eagle Shawn Michaels belt. It's the only one I want, but I'll never have it because
I want big gold. I want big gold, and then you know how WWE does custom belts for all like the Super Bowl winners and the World Series. I want a Kansas City Chiefs one.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
That's it. That's right. Absolutely. It sparkles and it never gets old, honey. And then here comes a fist flying in screen.
Like a Superman punch, Orange Cassidy style.
No.
My problem is when I do have money, I put it towards my brand and my equipment to like make my show look and sound good.
Yeah.
I'm at a point now where I'm only a couple of grand away from essentially being done with that, which is exciting because I didn't think I'd ever hit that. And I kind of reassessed everything I was doing. Like before, I would bring I'd have to carry like 6 duffel bags in with me when I recorded and did content. And with my joint disorder, it just became too hard carrying everything. That's really nice.
Did you
Big Gold?
Did you get that one from the same guy on Instagram?
No, this is the Fandu Big Gold. So Fandu
Who's
belts.
the name on it?
That's my son's name.
Oh,
yeah, I've got my son's name on it. So, but
your background filter keeps blurring it.
Hold on. Let's see if
but Scotty, we get the gist of it. I mean, we've seen the World Championship. Anthony and I have both watched wrestling for.
It is interesting that has an inside red strap on it.
It is.
Yeah, so that's the Fandu Big Gold. Yep, red croc strap.
Nice.
And now that you can
did they kill the? Is the croc they killed to make that belt homegrown?
I don't know, but that's the NWO one I was talking about. This is West Coast Designs on Instagram.
I got a fanny pack
and
from Stranger Things. It's got a die on it. It says Demigod Hunter.
2 AEWs.
I don't know.
And then inside,
I don't know, Scott. Yours are pretty cool, but Anthony's Stranger Things.
And then inside, I have a GoPro that probably costs the same as that title.
Yeah.
You know,
Mark will be happy because that's the Chris Jericho one.
Yep.
And then
Mark gets a hard on every time he sees it, but it doesn't look like Mark's going to be seeing it anytime soon.
I've also got the Lucha Underground and the tag titles as well.
What, Anthony?
I said he'll see it, but he just can't tell us about it.
Yeah.
And then I got a handle that essentially is battery power. Like essentially, so what I want to do is there's a few more accessories for the GoPro I want to get, but essentially what I have here is there's a mod I could put on this where I can plug an external microphone, and then I just kind of walk around with these wireless mics, and I have a handle, and I interview and do this, and this has a little tripod, and it keeps it battery powered. I can record this for like 9 hours straight without cutting out. So I want to get. I'm going to get 2 more of them. So when I do interviews and stuff, I have one facing my guests, one facing me, and then one down the table shot. And I can do 3 podcast shoots, and I can literally bring high quality everywhere with me and put it in a backpack instead of carrying around 100 pounds worth of equipment.
My co-host Josh for the I-70 Hot Tag said he was watching because I shared your Twitch, or no, I host your Twitch. So like if I'm
How
not
do you do
on,
that?
you go to settings and it'll say auto host, and it'll give you a list of people to auto host when you're not on. And I put you on that list, and Josh said he was watching, and Josh was like, "Yeah, dude, it's really weird because." He's like, dude, the way they do their interviews is weird. And I was like, what do you mean? And he's like, well, it's like at the end of the table, and there's like 4 people. I was like, why is that fucking weird, Josh? That's how you have a conversation. Like it's like a show, like back when Oprah used to have a show, and she would have somebody sitting across from her.
So when I first started, I used to do it where I would have a fan page. Don't leave. We all face all of us would be here facing the camera and be like, "So Tony, what do you think of that?" And you're sitting right next to me, but we're all facing the camera talking, and I hated it. And I was like, "No, we're doing it where it almost is like you're a fly on the wall watching us talk, and we don't pander to the camera. We stay like I'll look and read the chat every now and then, but yeah." So where do I go in the settings?
Style where you're talking, staring at your camera, just talking like this.
Yeah. I was like, I had a great laugh about it because as soon as he was like, yeah, man, I was watching that Tornado Tag podcast with that Anthony guy that comes on the Dynamite show sometimes with you, and I was like, yeah, and I was like, it's funny, and he's like, yeah, man, it was really good. He's like, it's kind of weird how they do how they have their setup, and I was like, what do you mean it's weird? And he's like, well, like they're all at the table, and it's like, and I was like, what the fuck are you trying to say, moron? Like,
it's like
what do you mean it's weird? I was like,
it's like the barbecue conversations.
It's like a fucking interview show. That's what it's like.
Yeah.
It's like
I mean, when we have an interview and we have a guy on, we do that. But all right. So I'm in settings. Where do I see hosting?
So go to
Are you on your Twitch?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hold on. Give me 1 second, because I always manage.
This is riveting content. Sorry, everybody.
No, that's all right. I think the only person that would care is my wife. Well, I do have quite a few quite a few viewers on Twitch right now, which is weird.
Cool, guys.
One of which is my wife. You're
gonna learn how to do cool things.
Yep. That was weird. I just heard it like 4 times.
That's because of my phone. Because of my bloody computer.
All right, so go to Twitch, and then on the top right hand of the screen, click your profile picture, and then go all the way down to settings.
Account settings.
Then, yep, and then it'll bring up your settings, and one of the tabs says recommendations.
Okay.
Never mind, that's not it.
I fucking found it the other day, so I could put you.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, I got it. I think I got it. Maybe.
Okay.
There it is. It's under. So you go into settings, then go to channel, and then go to featured content. And in featured content, that's where you can choose. You can choose auto host list, and then you can put your channels in there.
That is correct.
So it says auto host list and it's turned on, but how do I? Got you.
Click on auto host list or edit, and then you choose your channels. Like you type in the username, and that's who.
I'm gonna auto host Adriana Chesick because she's my favorite porn star, and somehow I'm following her on.
That's weird.
So I have Chase as my number one auto host.
I like
He's
that.
on
That's cool.
99.9% of the time.
Yep, I am.
You may as well just fucking live stream your work, Chase.
I actually have thought about it. I thought like one day I was so bored at work. I was like, I might turn on Twitch and play some video games, and then
Well, now I'm auto hosting you.
I appreciate that, sir.
No
So
problem.
if you go to your channel, you'll see it will automatically load him while you're away.
Yeah.
You'll say while you're away.
Yeah, if I'm live and you're not, then it will auto host me.
I'm on mine. I don't see it. Maybe it's not happening yet.
Maybe. I don't know.
So you go to your channel.
It says IWEP Network suggests these streamers, and you're there.
Yeah, in the top it will go. Hold on. In the top it will go. Fuck.
Gosh. Scott and his.
It'll show like this.
Scott.
Yeah, mine's not doing that. Maybe it needs some time yet.
Yeah, maybe it needs some time. But I appreciate that, sir.
I got
you.
you.
We're watching with 3 viewers.
Mine is showing 7. Maybe there's a delay in mine because I couldn't imagine who 7 of these people are. Mark, I know Mark is live on his Twitch right now, and he's got 1 viewer.
What's Mark's channel?
Pro Wrestling Kingpin.
Pro Wrestling Kingpin.
Yep.
Pro Wrestling Kingpin?
Yeah.
That is correct.
I'll follow. I'm gonna follow him.
Oh, that's weird. Is that what yours looks like, Scott?
What?
Oh my god.
Yeah, he's yep. Let's not do it because
does he ever go live or he just auto host you?
He auto hosts. Well, he doesn't auto host me. He added.
He was live tonight.
He added his Twitch. So when I give you that link, it should ask you if you want to connect your social media to the destinations.
Interesting.
Didn't for me.
Yep. I know. Like I said, it does when I give it to Mark, and then Mark goes live on his Twitch and he goes live on his Twitter. So we're live right now on Mark's Twitch and Twitter. So
weird.
Look at us learning things.
Yep, absolutely.
Learning how to Twitch.
Yep. We turn this from the AEW. We turn this from the AEW Dynamite post show to the
pranks and bits.
Pranks and bits. Dildos in dead people's houses, and
the Australian murder animals.
Twitch. Yeah, Australian murder animals. Scott's ugly cat, and then
which weren't ugly, by the way. I will say that. I'm not a cat person, but they weren't ugly cats.
That first one, yeah, the second one was cute as hell, but the first one was ugly. That first one, yeah. I mean, that first one. That first one looks like it. Oh, that's what happened.
What?
You black screened.
My phone is actually charging while it's running my camera, but it died. So, boom. Now we're using the laptop camera, I guess.
So gotta get you the Elgato face cam.
That's one of those. My co-host on my Chief stream, he's got like a $2,200 digital camera that he uses for his.
Don't need it. Just get the Elgato face cam. I literally have it. I just redid mine and set it up differently, and now because it literally sets it up like it's a DSLR.
Raz, what do you use?
I'm using my phone.
That's what I use. I use my phone. Are you using the
iPhone or
Android?
Android. Are you using the Droid Cam as your?
I am. on OBS. Yep.
Okay, so you are using Droid Cam, yeah. Because I'm using Droid Cam and I've got mine plugged into the charger to charge. So
do I. I have mine plugged into a charger, but for whatever reason, in my phone's defense, it was plugged into my monitor, so my monitor probably wasn't pushing out enough power to keep it charged. But yeah,
how much do those bloody cameras cost you guys?
The camera I'm using is it's like $200.
Okay, that's good then, because it's showing over here on Amazon for $235.
Yeah.
The old
Like I said,
face cam.
my other one of like I said, my co-host on the Chief stream, he paid a crap ton of money for his digital camera, and it looks great, but I'm not spending $2,000 on a camera. So
yeah, that's silly.
Yeah,
$300 at JB Hi-Fi, which is
how many followers do you have? I can't even see that. Oh, 102.
Yep,
102. I have 92. Yeah. But I only my last podcast 0 views, 1 view, 2 views. It's pretty pathetic.
Yeah. Whenever I see you go live, I try to turn yours on. So like tomorrow night, I'll turn yours on right before I go live.
So Anthony, that Elgato is what you're using right now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can. Yeah, I'd say I'd show you, but it's being used. But essentially, when you are using it before you go live, you can set it up like it's not like a regular webcam. Like you set this up as almost like it's a DSLR. You adjust the ISO, the shutter speed, the contrast, the saturation, like all these different settings. Like when I first had it, I didn't have it set up properly, and then I adjusted the contrast more. Like before, when I would put my light on in the back, I couldn't get green, purple, and orange to show up really well. Like it just didn't pop the way it should. And then I adjusted it, and I think it looks a lot better now, and the colors really stand out.
I've literally just got my phone sitting in a ring light holder, and that's what's my camera.
That's exactly what mine is. Well, not this one, obviously. This is my laptop camera, but the one I had before. It's my cell phone sits in a tripod, and then I've got a separate ring. I've got a separate little mini ring light right here that I'm going to blind you guys with. You see that?
Yeah.
That's my finger. But yeah, that's my light. Yep.
This is literally my ring light setup.
Okay. Yeah.
And that's you guys looking pretty.
Yeah, that one douchebag on TikTok, infamous opinionist, uses that light.
Oh, right. When we end this stream, I have so much stuff to tell you.
we're over 3 hours.
End this stream and let's talk shit.
All right, agreed. Speaking of talking shit, I wanted to show Anthony this really quick.
You show me your balls on stream? That's crazy.
No, I'm not going to do that.
That's ballsy of him.
I always knew you're crazy. Now I see you nuts.
All right, here it is. Right.
Did you already clip it?
Oh,
shit. Right to be so. So anyways, my friend Anthony, who used to come in and hang out with us, who no longer does, used to love when the Acclaimed and Billy Gunn would do the Scissor Me Daddy Ass, and it was brought back tonight. And yeah, man, they
there we go, buddy.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
It was brought back tonight, and I thought Anthony would jump on the show and be like, "Scissor me, daddy ass," and he's nowhere to be found. So
I didn't want to oversaturate myself.
Let Anthony know he missed an opportunity tonight.
But now that I know it's an open invitation, I'll be here every Thursday.
But yeah, free right to be so. So it was funny. I thought I wasn't sure if they got me talking. I was like, Anthony's probably jerking around with little kids on their TikTok lives or whatever.
Oh Jesus! No, I only really go on like 2 live. Like somebody messaged. I'll talk off air. I don't want to hurt people's feelings, but
Yes, agreed. So with that being said,
This has been the AEW Dynamite post show.
bam! Good job, Scotty. I appreciate you giving us a closeout. As usual, guys, we appreciate you joining us. Whoever is watching that's not related to me or that I'm sleeping with, we appreciate the support.
You mean you're sleeping with us?
No, I said whoever's watching the show that I'm not sleeping with.
And if you don't shoot Big Red, then fuck you.